All right, my friends, happy holidays, happy winter solstice, and welcome to the last Pantheon Community Watch Party of 2022. Woo! I am excited for this one. As you can see, I'm as festive as I possibly can be. Jintaki88 says, yo, where are all the elf girls at? Here I am. I literally 1 second before the countdown ended, I finished setting up all my LEDs in the Christmas spirit here. And I hope you are feeling as festive as I am and settled in for what I think is going to be a very fun stream. We are going to be watching a video that the developers recorded yesterday as their kind of big send-off for the end of 2022. They did a developer dungeon run through some goblin caves, and it was just for fun. They did something kind of similar at the end of 2019 where it's like they're not showing off anything in particular. It's not like a big showcase or anything. It's just for fun. It's just showing how much fun Pantheon can be to play, particularly when you're in a group. And so that's just what we're going to be doing today. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of in-depth analysis on this one. The developer video is 2 hours long, and of course, as you know, if I do have anything to add, I will pause and we'll just kind of chat as we go. So I hope you are all snuggled in, because this might be a long one. Are we gonna break the fabled 4-hour mark? I don't know how much we're gonna pause along the way, but either way, this should be fun. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you all have to stand warm and have a beverage with you. I am going to be sipping on some eggnog in classic fashion. So good. How is everybody doing here today? Hey, Medawky's in the house. How you doing? You say, I dig this logo. Is it new? No, it's not. It's not particularly new. I think we released the new channel art in 2020, I believe. Ideal Nerds, Aaron, Thorndeep, Dossie. I don't know why I said Aaron. I'm sure it's Aaron. I'm Aaron. Tazzer Ute says, I cheated and watched a little bit already, but this will be better. I have seen none of this. This is going to be a complete... it's going to be completely fresh to me, but I can't blame you if you watched it a little bit already. If anybody has already seen the whole thing and you're coming back for more with me, I appreciate you. I'm glad each and every one of you is here. How's it going, Nimrel? Mordred, Rambo, love seeing you all here. We are going to be playing Pantheon Bingo for this one. This is a slightly modified version of Pantheon Bingo that I literally just threw together last night. And again, I have not seen this stream, so I don't know how effective this card is going to be. But we're going to find out. And you know what? Let me drop, for those of you that want to play along with me, Mordred did the exclamation mark bingo, which is what we normally would do when we're playing Pantheon Bingo, but this is kind of like a special version of bingo that I haven't had a chance to upload to the library website yet. Although I will. I'm gonna, after this stream today, I think I'll kind of modify and tweak the card, and then put it up on the library website, because it seems like the developers are kind of changing the way that they do gameplay streams. You know, typically in the past, it would be like you know, the big gameplay streams would be Carnage playing with the developers, and that's pretty much been the norm since like 2016, with very few exceptions. But now that the game is further along and is kind of like more suitable for different types of streams, and so just earlier this month we saw Carnage just play completely on his own solo for the first time during a pre-alpha session, and just kind of did whatever he wants. So that was new. We obviously didn't have a bingo card for that. And then just last night, there was the stream with just the developers, just kind of doing their own thing. So it seems like I expect that to continue on a pretty regular basis as we go into 2023. That's seems to be what things are ramping up to, is more frequent streams, different types of streams, different streamers, you know, not just co-playing with the developers. So I'm going to kind of come up with a more generic Pantheon gameplay stream bingo card that will kind of apply to them all, because the one that's up there on the library website right now is designed like specifically for co-playing with the developers. So that's where we're at now. So we'll see how this goes tonight. I have no idea. Medawky says, I watched some of it. I'm pretty sure you're in this one, buddy. Were you watching the stream while you were playing, though? That's the question. Oh, this hat's gonna make things a little challenging on my on my headset. But that's okay. That works. I think it looks nice. Nimral's never had eggnog? Man, you gotta try eggnog. It's one of those things where it sounds like kind of gross. You're like, what even is nog? Like, it doesn't sound particularly appetizing. It's one of those things you gotta just try it. It's just so like, so smooth, very comforting. Rambo Part 6 says, have they given any dates yet? Dates for what? Probably the answer is no. They generally don't give specific dates for anything until it is just before and very, very confirmed. They don't really give estimates these days. Thorn Deep's very excited for the stream. I am too. Grizzly says Ronik did very good. I don't know if I believe you. We're gonna have to find out. Kentucky said you got 3 bingos last night with this card. That's good. That's good to hear. I'm feeling optimistic then, if that's the case. Rambo, you like eggnog with a little Sprite in it? Now I have never even had a thought to try that. I don't know if I believe you, but you've got me curious. Yep, Thorn Deep's joining me on the eggnog. Nemerald, they don't sell it in the UK? I never even thought of that. I don't know really where it like came from. Like, who invented eggnog? Where did that originate from? It was probably, it seems like one of those things where it was like probably like a mistake. You know, one of those like accidental inventions but somebody at some point was brave enough to try it. Because I'm sure eggnog gone wrong would go very wrong. But whoever did, I'm very grateful. It's like weird though that it's such specifically a seasonal thing though. Like I don't even think you can buy it most times of the year. I don't know who decided that this is just like a winter drink. I would honestly probably drink it more often. I don't see anything wrong with drinking eggnog in the summer. Interesting. All right. Well, I think we've all had ample preparation to get settled in here. I don't see any reason why we should wait. Let's get this going here. Google says it originated in England. Of course it did. So they must sell it over there somewhere.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special stream. Tonight, we wanted to do a little gameplay stream for the community, a little Christmas thank you to everybody who supports us, everyone out there on all our different social media platforms, out there on our Discord, and just those that have followed us for a long time. We're really excited for this because I think I just want to make sure everybody knows this is going to be a very hair let down, little fun night. Some of us Debs are probably going to roast on each other a little bit. There will be stories to hopefully tell in the future from this.
Is that a little bit better? Can you hear them?
And we're just looking to have a good time
okay?
And go through some content that nobody's really seen yet. And
oh, thank
you. Enjoy it.
I had to. Woo! I completely forgot I was playing bingo. Thank you. Okay, I gotta actually I'm still reading chat. I'm forgot that we have a job to do here. This isn't just for fun. I take bingo very seriously. This is for lots and lots of monies.
I will try to keep up with the chat here and there. So if you guys have questions and we can answer them or just stuff we want to call out, please do. And Sacred's already running around on the screen, which is hilarious. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start. So this is...
Man, why did I make things so difficult for myself? I put things in the bingo card like someone breaking crowd control and an ability gets interrupted. I have to be paying attention to see if abilities get interrupted. Man, that's a lot of work. If any of you stay on top of it and can beat me to it, I applaud you. You deserve the win.
Obviously, I'm Minus. I'm a content creator for Pantheon, if you don't know me. I usually work with David Roenick-Schlau to do a lot of the live content. So tonight I am playing a rogue. I will be level 10. We have some starter weapons on right now. We have some beefier weapons in case we want to put those on a little bit later. But we'll be doing what we call the Goblin Caves. This is an overworld dungeon. But before I get into that, let's go ahead and
I just read what Medawky said
why don't you
in
introduce
game.
yourself? And also, why don't you tell people a little bit about our overworld content? Because I know you're a big hand in that and what your role is with VR and all that.
Yeah, appreciate it. So Sacred, I'll be playing the Dire Lord tonight. I'm level 11, and like Minus said, just some kind of basic starter gear at this point. But yeah, for the content, I do handle all the content placement right now in the world. So both overland and in dungeons, in the caves here that you see, that I'm responsible for putting the content down and making sure that things are itemized at this point. So that's me. I'll pass it on to whoever you want now, Minus.
Let's go ahead and toss it over to I don't want to ruin and say one of our newest members. I won't say your position, but we're calling her Sav tonight. So Sav, why don't you introduce yourself and what you do with VR?
Hello, everyone. I am Sav or Savanya, whichever you want to call me, and I am the
I pronounced it right in the
new community manager for Pantheon. I work with the community and the website, just kind of getting to know everyone and making sure that our players are taken care of.
Awesome. And we're excited to have you in. I know you've done a little bit of practice. You'll be playing the monk, like you said. So excited. There's some bets on who's going to die first. And we'll see how you do.
Well, according to Bingo, it only matters when Roenick
one of
dies.
Our most veteran members of the team, we have our giant ogre friend, Medawky. Why don't you tell him a little bit about what you're playing tonight in your role with VR?
Good evening, everybody. Medawky here. Part of the CM team, part of the CS team. I am playing a level 10 shaman. Ogre shaman is the best shaman. And happy to be here with you all tonight. And I'm probably the only one who hasn't had a drink so far.
Oh boy.
So
Yet.
Dude, that was early to out us.
Yeah, we're all
Noted.
in trouble. All in trouble now.
Noted.
That customer service guy.
Holiday. It's the holidays.
drink your coffee. Drink your coffee.
Oh, coffee. Yes, coffee. Well, thank you, sir. Medawky, that was the most
Yeah.
quiet. you've
Yeah,
ever
and my
spoken.
eggnog totally
I
has
think
nothing
people
in
might
it
be
either.
confused as this goes on.
I mean, we can. Yeah, we've got plenty of time, bro. Plenty of time.
Awesome. And then just so everybody, if you have any questions, there's anything with the audio, let me know. If we need to increase the brightness a little bit, let me know.
I think
we're
the
in
last
really
time
good shape.
Medawky
But
was
if you
in
guys
a
have
stream
hard
was
time
actually
hearing
in that
anybody or I'm too
2019
loud,
end of
please let
year
me know.
stream in Amber Fate.
So excellent.
if I
Going down the
remember
list, let's
correctly.
go with Fuso. You want to introduce yourself, what you do on the team, and what you're playing tonight?
Hey guys, Mark Marglino. I'm playing Fusor for Soya, playing Halfling Cleric, hopefully keeping these guys alive. I'm a senior QA tester, been testing a long time, and love trying to break stuff and helping them fix it after.
Awesome.
I think that's
And
his
then last,
first
but definitely
stream appearance,
not
though.
least, my partner in crime, Mr. David Ronick Schlau. Why don't you tell him what you're playing when you're alive tonight?
Yeah, that's a good qualifier. I am David Ronick Schlau. I am the senior content creator and marketing art director here at Pantheon. Tonight I'll be playing the Enchanter, which I'm really excited about because that's the class that I've really been looking forward to playing, and I've been kind of stuck playing Shaman for a bit here, but now we got Medawky, so I'm excited. And welcome, happy holidays, everybody! Excited to have you here.
Definitely happy holidays. I will apologize now for my random camera movement. I'm very finicky with my camera as I play. I will do my best to not make anybody sick.
Hey, Sparoh.
But Sacred, we're making you the leader tonight. So
It's
let's
kind
have
of
at it.
disorienting
We're gonna
that
be
when
leader, we're gonna
Minus
push
is
the
in
pace.
stealth, he can't even see himself.
Let's go.
Okay, cool.
It's completely
Yeah, we're just going to
invisible.
clear out some things real quick to get down to the bottom of the caves here. We're high enough level. This stuff's pretty easy, so. I'll drop y'all down a pit and then run away.
I think I just realized I didn't poison my weapons yet. Rookie move. Yep. And we'll talk a little bit about abilities and such, everybody. So as you're watching, I will ask, what abilities are you using? What are you doing? Stuff like that. You're obviously seeing it from the rogue gameplay view. And we'll kind of give some feedback on that as we play.
I mean, poisoning your daggers or not poisoning your daggers, 2 times 0 is still 0, bro.
Oh, nice. So this makes me really nervous when I'm invisible. I don't know if I've talked to you about this, Sacred.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, was that
I get kind of
was that intentional?
height fear.
Oh, they're
on
actually.
these
Oh no,
types
they're
of things,
intentionally
and
going
when
down.
I can't see my character at all, I'm real nervous. So we're falling down here though. So
Oh man,
this
I
is gonna
would
put us in
I
a
would
little bit more
climb. I
dangerous
would.
area, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It should, yeah.
They're really making Medawky
And we're
work.
gonna keep going down as far as we can. So we'll see how it goes.
I guess I should sit, huh?
Hey, Minus.
I do enjoy these cast sounds and some of the abilities. Nostalgic.
Is the audio good for everybody watching out there? We have the sound effects and the in-game audio still able to hear us okay?
Yeah, you're a little loud in my ears, but other than that,
It's always loud in our ears.
Oh man, it's so nice having Sacred on this stream. So I don't have to be.
Am I louder than everybody else? I mean, tell me, chat. If I am, I'll turn down a little bit.
I think it's a.
I'm gonna need to pay some people in chat to
Nice.
definitely be like, yes.
Everybody says good, so we're good. I'm actually trying not to be loud tonight.
How challenging is that?
It's challenging.
Hey, Tony.
Yes, sir.
I think we should name this. This is a hard to pronounce debuff. It's called Amaurosis.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
But I
I've
think
already
we should-
struggled with that one.
Yeah, I think we should rename it Dak Prescott.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, he's
Because
awesome.
what it does is it manifests ancestral shadows to obscure your target's vision, and it reduces their accuracy by 21%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
love
listen,
how there was like a call not to talk politics, but there was no call to not talk
sports ball.
sports. Yeah, trash on sports.
Oh, we got an ad on me.
I'll mez
I'll let
it.
the enchanter get it.
I don't think
Not
I'm
gonna call
fighting
any
the
names
right
out.
one. There's one on me. Oh, I'm going down.
Savon, you don't attack it. I'm trying
Was it bad of me to pick up a bingo card myself? Because I do kind of
that's
control.
good.
Control who
There you
dies.
go. It's Mez.
Nice.
It was Mez.
Yeah, Medawky,
Hey, listen,
that
as a
sounds like
Cowboys
cheating.
Fan, I am not a Dak Prescott fan, so have at it. Now, if you start ripping on Micah Parsons, we're gonna have a problem.
I don't know who that is.
It's our stud defensive player. Everyone's like, wait, what is this sports ball they're talking about?
And you guys throw your like dots.
What
on
are we
these
doing
things.
next?
I can't
Scarefang?
miss them. Yeah, I'll try to miss the other one. I feel like there was another stream where I was just like trying to.
I think
miss
that
stuff
counts
and
as someone
it was
breaking crowd control.
I got the giant bat is missed.
There you go. I was going to ask you if you could pan your camera up to check out that. I love that. That was a cool spell effect.
Are you
Yeah.
watching the camera feed from this?
Yeah, it is.
I usually play pretty far out. I'll go in a little bit so everyone can kind of see like in close graphics and stuff, but typically play from above.
I'm at a man. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
But yeah, okay.
How's Threat Sacred?
Yeah, seems pretty good right now.
As the back comes from it.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Beat me to it there.
As intended.
Man.
I'm
So
gonna
the feature,
lower it
not a
to-
bug.
Yeah.
So the ability I just used there, Umbral Edge, it'll use your readiness. And for those of you that haven't played the game, readiness is usually used for weapon techniques. So as you level up a weapon, whether it's daggers or whatever you want to use, you gain readiness and you can spend it on your abilities. So what a lot of people may not know, since we've talked about it last, is that the abilities now will use whatever readiness you have. So instead of it being like saving it up or pulling it to use a couple different things, you'll actually increase the potency. So you can sort of save up to get a big shot with your techniques, which is pretty cool.
Come up
Did
to the
you-
ramp.
Did
for
you
your
have
med.
did you have the group pauses to med on your bingo card?
Is that so? Thorndeep says, "Why do the health bar change from green to red?" And Medawky says, "Threat." Is that intentional? Because I was under the impression that that was a bug. I mean, because it like you see when they're fighting, it's almost constantly changing from like green to gray to red. And I was under the impression that, or particularly when it like changes to gray, like I don't think that that's intended, because normally if it switches to gray, that means that somebody outside of your group has aggro, basically showing that that mob's like not yours anymore. So something must be kind of wonky with the way that that is being displayed. At least that's my understanding. Ejintaki says, last I heard it was a UI bug. I'm pretty sure it's a bug. It shouldn't change that frequently. I mean, it is related to like threat, like the color of the health bar is related to like who has aggro or who has like dealt the most damage to that mob, but it shouldn't be changing. Shouldn't be changing that frequently. Morgan says the group stopped to med.
Hold up.
Oh no, Tyler never stopped.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I guess they kind of did.
Yeah, so
Just a little bit.
I'm not gonna.
I don't
when
know
Baz
if the
is doing
whole.
his recap, I'm gonna. My voice will come through and say you can't count that.
And some of you may see on my bar here.
Okay. Wow, Medawky, that was prophetic. Because I was like, I don't know, can I count that? Because like a couple people stopped, but not really. It's not like the whole group stopped. I'm picturing like the whole group like stops. Let's take a breather. Let's rest. All right, we're back. Yeah, Medawky says my prescience broke it. I think it did. That was ridiculous. My OBS just couldn't handle it because I literally was about to say, I was like, does that really count? Because I was picturing like the whole group like putting things on pause, taking a little rest, med up as a group, not just like a couple people medding. while the rest of the group moves on. It's like, I don't know if I can count it, but Medawky has just laid down the law and says, nope, we cannot count that. If you marked it off on your bingo card, click it again to unmark it. Does not count. Illegal play. All right. Wow. That was, I don't even know what to say. All right. We're still good, though. Let's, little slight hiccup there in OBS. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Let's carry on. Is he going to use it, though? Because that would count as upgrading an item.
Hide in the corner.
Oh,
My bad,
We got
guys.
an Ed.
multiple.
You found something.
I'm gonna mez.
Found
Wait,
something
don't-
hiding in the corner.
Careful.
What are you fighting?
Mystic.
All right, I got
The one that
mez.
The one that's mezzed?
Yeah, the one that he missed.
I'm not coming out of stealth.
We'll go
Okay,
we'll go
hold on.
soldier that's not mezzed.
Okay.
See, unlike other games, what I love about our game is you can see which mobs are mezzed because there's a little like pocket watch.
Yeah, I do like
keeping
that.
them,
I do like that spell effect.
entranced. So.
I'm gonna give David a shout out. That was solid, David. That was a solid mez, and the group kind of sat back and waited. That spells success for you, Sacred, so far.
I mean, I tried to face pull it to see what would happen there, and he actually did something productive. I'm not a little disappointed. So
Remember when I said I was so glad that you were on the stream? That feels like that feels like a millennial ago.
Millennial, like one person. One in the-
go Mystic.
oh, the other one
Like
was
someone says sus.
all right, Mystic.
I'm not a mana, so.
Figure it out.
It feels like a millennial
So we
ago.
got
That's funny.
Sav is tanking the soldier, which is fine. A monk can do that for a bit. We just gotta make sure a healer's taking care of her.
The healers are, well, Mark's okay. I'm almost out of mana.
All right, Mark, it's all you.
Because I wasn't
Mystic's
stabbing your
dying.
mind. Here, Medawky, I will stab the mind.
You're still my mind.
Just put a debuff on me. Did you see that? Turned around and he's like, "Get that rogue."
I don't feel like that worked.
It was.
Okay.
Look at that monk tanking. We're almost coming over to save you.
No, take your time.
Oh, he's running. It's
Nobody has a
dangerous.
root?
So I like when you don't engage a target that you can go into
My
stealth.
God.
She's
That
gone
was
flat.
close.
Yeah, you're good.
Good job. I thought that might have been our first wipe.
That was an excellent save.
We are level 10. I think only Sacred is level 11. Is that right, Sacred?
Yeah, that's right.
And
So I can hold
I'd get a
dagger.
little extra warm up in.
fighting
so,
things that are
you know.
13.
I fully resisted.
Oh man, when they're running, it makes me nervous. I should probably start throwing cow traps down. Cow traps.
You think?
Yeah, I'm using a lot of my opportunities
Are they-
now.
Is that... How do we feel about displaying the exact level of NPCs? Is that something... Is that only on, like, the developer side? Is that, like, a dev tool? I don't remember if... I'm trying to think back to the co-stream, if exact mob levels were displayed. Dev only. Okay. Whew, good to know. As I was like, that doesn't look familiar. Okay, good to know. Good to clear that up. I think that's an important point because I am personally not a fan of showing the exact level to the player, but if it's a dev tool, whatever.
Are they more effective if you can't say it?
Yes,
Got it.
because they get confused. So it's slow and confusion.
Cow traps.
Cow traps. Yeah.
Yes, yes, they're cow traps.
Listen, all I know is that we're not going to get attacked by cows. with
Does
me
this
on this.
does this count as stopping to med? I think
Maybe
so.
bears.
We did stop to med, so yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Again, he
So
did it
that's
again.
what
Killing that bingo card.
Oh
So
my god.
because-
Medawky, what is wrong with you? How are you doing this? I'm scared. I think I'm scared. he's like playing like 4D chess with bingo. He's peering into the future and playing bingo before it even happens. I am not worthy. He has the shaman eye. That's true. Shamans are all about. They're on different. This man's on a different timeline than all of us.
Because you're seeing it from a developer perspective, you can actually see the levels. It's a little sneak peek. You can see the levels on the.
Oh,
actual
Minus
kit
just answered my
so
question.
Right now,
I should maybe just shut up and just let the devs just explain everything that I was about to do. So.
fighting level 13.
No, the drop bears are in a totally different zone, guys. No drop bears.
'Cause apparently they know what I'm gonna ask before I even
Look at
ask
that line
it.
of sight pull. Look at that. I don't think you got anything, but look at it.
I did. He's just decided that he's not going to come.
Oh,
so.
he didn't care.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was like, whatever, guy.
Yeah, I'm not coming around a corner. Fool me once.
Yeah, I know this trick.
You said the LOS.
All right. Oh, he didn't run. He wasn't having it.
I think he was
Small
trying to
pouch.
cast the time, so.
Yeah. Small pouch on him for anyone who needs another bag.
Me.
Everybody needs
Yoink.
bags.
Yoink. Too late. Ninja looted.
So someone asked, I'm guessing the UI graphics are placeholder.
I wonder if that-
everything's going to
does
be
that count as upgrading an item?
Quite a bit of UI overhaul, and that's just honestly even just for some of the things we want to put into the game, and some of the things we want to clean up from a presentation standpoint. So for sure, I mean we're in pre-alpha, right? So everything's going to be improved.
Medawky says no. I was waiting for Medawky to say that in the
So I
stream.
wouldn't worry too much about that.
You've upgraded your
And a lot
inventory.
of our
That's
newest
fair.
tires have been
That's fair.
artists, so you're going to see
Yeah.
a lot of upgrades that way.
Yeah, great bring up. Long cooldown on the cow traps here.
Oh, that's
I get it.
oh
Don't-
ground targeted ability.
Watch that corner.
Caltrops are ground targeted. Missed that one.
It's a staff on that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there goes
What kind of
David. Watch the corner.
What kind- was it a monk staff? Was it a monk staff or a caster staff?
All loot is shaman loot.
Yeah, probably regular staff, so.
You could have it, Seth. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays
Oh, thank you.
from me to you.
I'm going to leave that room
Actually,
and pull.
Happy Hanukkah.
Are we coming with you? Or are you bringing it back?
Nah, I'm going to pull back. Pull back.
I'm gonna set you as my defensive target, Medawky, because when I do stab the mind, it returns 20% of my damage dealt as mana to my defensive target with a maximum of 4. So,
4 whole mana.
yeah, baby.
Getting serious.
Wow. I'll try not to spend it all on one spell.
4 is better than 0.
I mean, that's, yeah. That's math, people.
I didn't know there'd be math.
Alright, that's math.
I was told there would be no math involved.
So one of the other things, can we do a really quick thing here? Everyone, just real fast, take off your lantern belts. I want people to kind of see what they can expect if they sacrifice their lantern belt for stats. So as everyone can see, like that's what's happening right here.
And the one guy here with the torch.
So you can see we're wearing lantern belts right now, which allows us to see in this cave. But
whoa!
So this can be how scary it is, so everyone can see. It gets dark. Pantheon's dark is dark, so pretty crazy, right? All right, get put your belts
scary.
back on.
Huh. Never thought about it that way.
So, you know, it's a standpoint. Someone said, holy cow traps. Somewhere Chris is saying, oh, minus. Oh, got a big crit there.
Oh, we got an ad. I will mess with Geomancer.
I'm going to go ahead and reduce his accuracy for you.
Ronix?
I don't think you can get much.
I was gonna say.
Somebody said, why is Minus not eating food? Because there's healers here. Duh. Right? Am I wrong? Is that I'm gonna waste my food if there's healers?
You can still eat at the same time. Maybe save your healer some mana.
I'm saving cash.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna stay back.
Anybody? Nobody?
I have I'm stealth, nothing came.
We got an ad. I mean the ads, the one that was mezzed.
David, I got that one. So just go ahead and relax. I'll hold it for a little bit while you guys kill the Geomancer. So as a rogue, I have an
There's
ability
two
called Smoke
Geomancers.
Trick. Well, the one
Medawky,
that's
don't hit the one that I have mezzed.
Now, Ronik, if I go off of smoke tricking that one, are you good to keep him mezzed? Do you have enough mana?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the fight.
Need your fancy smoke trick.
You say that now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Will everyone relaxing?
Yeah, giving it a second.
Are we gonna kill it?
Yeah.
I love it. Can we kill it? Kill it. Get it.
It does not like me.
Someone asked, how realistic is the combat going to be for parties? Well, what you're seeing, and Tyler, please jump in here. But a lot of the classes that are in game right now are designed 1 through 20. There's our VIP testers are testing it quite a bit. You know, obviously we've had 3 testing sessions this last month.
Has somebody climbed?
So there's still a lot of balance to be made. So we're looking at building those 20 kits out. And Adam, who is our, in charge of all that, is really the one balancing and taking feedback and looking at how the abilities interact. But we really want our classes to be different. If you're playing a rogue, it shouldn't feel like a monk. So we're going to see a lot of synergy with different status effects that you're going to be able to put on targets that enable other abilities to potentially be stronger, have added effects. There's quite a bit to it. I think there's probably more than we could get into here, Tyler, but there's a lot to it.
There's a bag of scraps over here if anybody wants it.
I'm gonna bring it back. Yeah, no, I mean you're spot on, and there's a lot going on there. Tahome is working consistently on getting everything tuned in from that 1 to 20 experience, but and again, there's also other people.
When did somebody climb? I completely missed that. Sav upgraded her staff. It looks like she's not using it though. It looks like she's still hand to hand. So it's like, does it really count if she loots it but doesn't use it? When did they climb? It seems like they've pretty much just been kind of like a pretty straightforward run. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's very dark. It's very hard to see what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if I've missed things.
Myself with putting the NPCs down. We have another one of our design team members that's helping out with giving NPCs abilities themselves. So David Hamilton is helping us out with that, and I mean he's a huge component to that. So it's just a combination. It's a team effort really of getting everything in here, getting it all placed, getting it all tuned.
Wait. Did he just name that new designer?
I mean we have another one of our design team members that's helping out with giving NPCs abilities themselves. So David Hamilton is helping us out with that, and I mean he's a huge.
Oh, okay. I gotta write this down. That's good to know because that name is not on the website. That is Midvi, I think is how you pronounce his screen name. Why can I never find a pen that works when I need one? There we go. Yeah, so FYI, side note, I'm working on a 2022 year in review video for Pantheon's development, similar to what I did at the end of last year, just kind of recapping all of the significant events that happened throughout the year that impacted development. And one of those, part of that is doing like a recap of all the new hires this year. And Pantheon has had lots of new hires this year. One of them, though, in October, somebody named Midvay, Myddvai. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Joined the official Discord in October. Obviously, there hasn't been any announcement about that publicly that I've seen, and it was not on. The name was not added to the website yet, so I knew it was like a new hire for the design team, but didn't have the name. Now we do. David Hamilton. All right, good to know.
Huge component to that. So it's just a combination. It's a team effort really of getting everything in here, getting it all placed, getting it all tuned, and making sure it feels appropriate. And there's a lot that goes into that. A lot of individuals.
Nimrel says, "Isn't the group encounters a disposition done?" I'm confident we haven't seen that yet. A disposition currently it will appear in parentheses after an NPC's name. So it would be like a Rockbone Mystic in parentheses Bloodthirsty. And Bloodthirsty would be the disposition. I don't know if goblins can actually be bloodthirsty. It's just an example. But it's pretty easy to spot if they encounter one, which I don't believe we have yet.
Involved in it.
He got a heal off there. If anyone has an interrupt, be ready to get that. There you go. Was that you, Tyler?
Nope.
That was not me.
That was me.
Look at
That was me.
Oh my goodness.
David.
I know.
An ability
MVP
is
back here,
interrupted. There we go.
Yeah.
Don't tell people.
We need somebody to stop this guy though, because. All right, nice.
I'm a little low on mana.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do we have any slows or anything that we can use consistently to stop these guys?
Yeah, I can
This level,
start.
sir.
I can start. I just gotta save my opportunity to throw the cow traps. Can do traps, so I can do a couple different things.
Cow
Okay.
patties.
That might be worthwhile in some of these rooms up here, because if they get into one of these rooms, we'll 100% wipe. So.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it right here. So we're just going to keep moving our way forward a little bit. We're going to try to drop down to the next level up here, which is a little bit more difficult. So just continue to work our way towards that.
All right, so like right there, for example, I burned everything, so I have no opportunity. So that's not smart. I need to hold on. Okay, I got it back with my kick, and he's there. We go. So I got to be a little smarter with spending my opportunity. So with rogues, you gain opportunity while in stealth. When you're out, you don't, but then you have a couple abilities. So you'll use readiness for your weapon techniques, opportunity for some of the rogue specific stuff, and then some of it's just cooldown related.
You should come over here and show them the cow traps. They might not have seen them, that they're actually on the ground.
Yeah, here, I'll throw it right on. Well, I got 32 seconds, so we'll do that after the next fight if I don't need to use them.
They're still here.
Oh, they're there, sitting there still? Oh, yeah, okay. So there you go. So it's pretty tough to see, but they're actually...
Oh, great.
And when
In
you throw
Wise
them down, you actually see
Medawky,
them
do
bounce,
caltrops count as a
which is pretty
trap?
cool. That's always been something I enjoyed a lot.
Dav, how you liking the monk?
I love the monk. I played the monk a lot in a couple of other games, and it's my favorite class so far. Does amazing damage.
I would say so.
I love the difference, like when, like I just follow you in Stealth Sacred, and it gets really dark because we don't have the whole group there.
Oh yeah, and I haven't put my belt back on either, so I'm just.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there you are.
Yeah, no, we don't need to see where the
So I'm actually going to bypass this room. We're going to go to the left here.
Okay.
And keep working our way down this hallway. So y'all just come to me.
Okay.
It's cool. I haven't had a chance to really get in here with the group. Seeing a lot of the stuff. Very cool.
Hey, chat, make sure to keep me honest with my poisons. You guys can see I have them 14 minutes left. I am a poison forgetter. I always forget to repoison my weapons. So the chat can help me out.
I kind of miss
Someone's
when
mad,
like
chat.
the rogue
Someone
had
else
the
is
like
mad.
Shading.
kind of like
do his
No,
own
that's
work.
fair. Super fair.
Yeah.
the kind of like
Put a timer up,
shimmery
we can put a
outline.
timer.
Rather than just being completely invisible, you could like see like where their body
Now,
was,
I
but it
will
was
need
kind of like
bolster here in a
translucent.
minute, so
Oop, got a couple.
Alright, I'm gonna miss this skull
Got
crack.
3 coming. I'm gonna get the Mystic for now. So,
Stay on the hunt.
David, I will get that Mystic. Just
I got him. Just worry about the do damage. I got these guys.
okay.
we'll go Mystic next.
Okay. So hope everyone's having a happy holiday. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat. I'm also trying to make sure I do some loot deeps, because that's what's most important, to be honest. I represent. So Tyler, can you talk a little bit about overland dungeons versus dungeons and sort of like what people can expect for Pantheon? I know we're gonna have sort of that mixture of like what people traditionally see as a dungeon, but then you might actually kind of stumble into one, right?
Yeah, I mean it's really kind of a tough term to use, I guess you could say, because really what a dungeon really, I guess, could qualify as is more of a point of interest, right? Like this is a cave, and we'll consider this a dungeon. Overland, underland, I mean, it's a dungeon. It's something that's hard to navigate through, hard to overcome. It's going to take you, a little bit of time and skill to get through here. Potentially, you might get lost. Then you have some of the other areas that we have, Hangor, or even the Manor, for example, that we have in Thronefast, where we have a pretty dense amount of NPCs in that POI. So, for the word dungeon, you don't want to think of it as just underground or just in a secluded area. It's more of a dense population of NPCs, a point of interest, if you will, that we've put together for our players to go and enjoy and kind of group up and experience as a group, hopefully, is really the intent there. So not a place like this that you would come down freely as a solo player and do a lot with.
Hope to survive.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of Ronix OP chat right now. Runic hasn't died yet. He's doing
Like,
great,
honestly-
doing great as an enchanter, somebody said.
I think when you have a really good enchanter in the group, you really don't need 2 healers. Like,
We did go the safe route, right?
no, we did. I mean, either Foos or I could probably go Wizard, and we'd just be blasting through this stuff. But we would have a higher danger coefficient. Like, if things went bad, it would go real bad.
Yeah, we haven't gone very far in this dungeon either, right? Have we?
No.
Yeah, now we're about to drop down to the next level.
Yeah, Medawky just made a really good point because Nerds Aaron says also the torches and fire look so good. Medawky says it looked better on my screen. Minus had to bump up the game a bit for streaming, which I think is something important to keep in mind. Just in general, the game is always going to look better on your own screen when you're playing it compared to when you're viewing it through a streaming service like Twitch or YouTube. Because data gets lost in between your screen through, the internet and YouTube or Twitch's servers and then to your screen. It might be fairly subtle, but with all the compression and stuff, like YouTube in particular really compresses the video files to eliminate some level of detail just so that the video file is not ginormous in size and taking up tons of room on their servers. Like, these are sort of things like a lot of people you don't think about because, I mean, why would you? But I think it's important to point out that, like, if you're watching a video on YouTube and you're like, this game looks like garbage, look at these ridiculous low res character models or floor textures or whatever the case may be. It's important to keep in mind that you're just judging how it appears in a YouTube video, which is not how it's going to appear when you're actually playing it on your own screen. On your own screen, you're going to get all the finer details because it's not being compressed by YouTube servers or whatever the case may be. So just kind of wanted to throw that out there because that is kind of like a pet peeve of mine when people complain about like low res textures or whatever in these streams where it's like you're literally just not getting all of the detail. Which, maybe I should just let them be pleasantly surprised when the day finally does come where they play Pantheon and we're like, wow, this actually looks amazing. And say, no, duh, it's actually looked like that pretty much for a long time. It's just you're viewing it through the compression of YouTube. So anyway, I know that's something not a lot of people think about. So I just want to throw that out there.
Here, which is going to be a little bit different.
So there you go, slowed him.
Also, guys who said that in the chat, checks in the mail. Appreciate it.
So someone asked, and obviously Pantheon is a much different game than EverQuest, but we know that a lot of fans that loved EverQuest are looking forward to Pantheon. And someone said, what's the difference in combat for Pantheon in this? And there's a lot. We could get into a lot of different things that affect how classes play off of one another. The intelligence of our NPCs, the different attributes they can have, things like bloodthirsty. It's a lot to get into. But what you're seeing, keep in mind, is very early gameplay. I don't think, and anyone here, feel free to correct me, but you're not going to fully understand the depth at level 10. The game is going to grow in depth. You're going to learn.
Yeah, Tubidin correctly points out, if you're watching this video, my watch party on YouTube, it's now being compressed twice because I'm watching the compressed version video on YouTube, which has been compressed once, and then once I upload this to YouTube, it's then going to be compressed twice. So things to keep in mind. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know if I hit the 4-hour mark. Because I don't know yet. We're gonna find out though. How are we doing? And actually, well, since the stream got interrupted a couple times, I don't even know exactly. I don't have a running timer. Although, let's see. Looks like we've been going total like a little over an hour, and we're about a quarter of the way through the dev video, so we're right on track. Perfect. Bernadette says, I've played games with beautiful graphics that absolutely sucked, and games where the graphics were meh and the game was amazing. Graphics will be ignored after the first few hours. I think there's also a lot of truth to that, and thank you for pointing that out. And because, again, that is something that I don't think it's talked about often enough. Where I can attest to that personally, having played Pantheon and having also watched Pantheon. Having done both quite a lot, actually. And I can tell you firsthand that when I am playing Pantheon, I am so not analyzing the quality of textures, like, on the ground or on buildings or character models or whatever. Like, it doesn't even enter my mind. Like, obviously, when you're watching and you're not thinking about playing, you don't have anything else to do but to just judge the appearance of things, you know? Which, in an open crowdfunded development, that's all a lot of people have ever really had a chance to do. So that's where you get a lot of that, you know, commentary about the way the game looks. And I'm not saying that the game is, like, amazing looking, you know, and there are a lot of areas where I hope it does improve. But all of these things have to be taken into context and keep in mind the kind of, like, handicap you have of just viewing it on YouTube. Because, again, I can tell you firsthand that when I am playing Pantheon, I'm just thinking about playing Pantheon, and I'm just having fun. It's the fun of what they're doing right here. You know, when you get a group together and you're coordinating with them and communicating with them and grinding through mobs and, you know, working on your polls and crowd control and, you know, making your way through a dungeon or maybe having to do corpse run, whatever the case may be, like, that's what you're thinking about. And that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it compelling. It's the exploration and the progression of it all. You're not like gonna just stand there and be like, this character model is should be higher poly. Like what? Like it just doesn't happen. You know, it's so. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out.
A lot more as you play, as you learn your class, as you discover new challenges, but you're going to be faced with atmospheres and fractures that change how you play, and you may have to build different loadouts. Obviously, we have a limited action set, so what you see down below is the abilities I can use right now. As I gain more abilities, I'm going to have to make some decisions. As a rogue, for example, I might have more things to help with CC, like Smoke Trick. I may do things that reduce different poisons. I may reduce different resistances. So you're really going to have to figure out like the group you play with and what people are bringing to the group to really decide how you build your character. Again, at level 10, we're level 10. You're not going to see a whole ton of that right now, where you have to make a lot of choices. But the game is going to put you in positions where you have to make a lot of choices. And it's going to be really effective to understand how people play. I thought you died there, Fusa. I just saw you got knocked down.
Yeah, one of our NPC AI things saw me casting a heal spell, so he turned around and threw a rock to knock me down and interrupt me.
That's pretty cool. Does that mean healer gets aggro? I think yes. Right? He's the cleric. Yeah, heck yeah. Healer got aggro.
Bag of spare parts.
That's that NPC combat awareness at work.
I'm gonna try to pull this guy around the corner here.
Hey Trey, glad you can make it.
And also watch the damage shield on these guys. You can see melee pretty hard.
So you can see that on here.
This is
Oh,
Got
how do you like
this.
that?
the words of an
Silence.
experienced QA tester.
David's getting confident. What's that mean? Is that bad or is that good?
I don't know, but I just got 4 whole mana back, so keep it up.
You know what? Talk to Tehom. I don't make.
We're gonna talk about some experience gains here too. I've been working way too hard.
Are these the new human models? No. We will excitedly reveal those when they're available.
In game, we've already.
Oh, geez, yeah,
revealed
this
them.
damage shield's ripping me up. Good call on that. Whew. I was like, why am I dying? I didn't pull aggro.
Killing yourself.
Let's go ahead and eat some food. Let's go ahead and repoison the weapons while we're at it.
Now you need the food.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the new
we've
character
revealed-
models. Yep.
Go ahead.
Go on, no, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say we revealed the humans on our developer stream, the models themselves. They're just not in game yet, and we shall shortly, hopefully, be revealing another race soon as well.
Dark Mirror.
Yeah.
Mer-
so excited
Mirror.
for
No,
that.
Excited.
Dark Mirror.
And I think
It's Dark
it's
Mirror.
not just the reveal of the race, but some exciting things about the race that I think will catch some people by surprise.
For sure.
Yo, Ronick, grab the left one here.
Yo, Sacred. Okay.
Someone said, Minus, turn on your nameplate. I can't. I need the clean look. Do you guys play with the nameplate on or off?
On.
There's a nameplate?
All right, that guy's missed.
Ooh, big hit there. Big crit. On the shiv.
This guy lives where they have belt buckles on. I don't remember their names. He's talking about
And Fuso, you're kind of going battle cleric right now, right? So why are you in close? Tell people about playing a cleric. You're a healer, but what are you doing in close?
Yeah, so in combat, we have a cooldown before you can start to regen mana. So clerics have an ability, Tome of the Initiate. So every time I make a melee strike, I regenerate 1 mana. So throughout the course of a fight, it starts to add up.
That's awesome. Yeah, so clerics will be
battle clerics.
yeah, better it'll be beneficial for a cleric to be in close, which is really cool for a healer, I feel like.
Ruh-roh. Come to you, Sacred.
I mean, maybe
Someone-
for some people. I could see where they might want to move away from kind of the stereotypical healer role where you just stand on the back lines and, you know, the game is in your UI with the group health bar window and you're just playing whack-a-mole, you know, targeting different group members and healing them over and over and over again. That's kind of the stereotypical thing that healers do. And so I get maybe if they're kind of trying to breathe some new life into that play style where they, you know, might kind of, they're trying to encourage clerics to get into the battle more and be more active and use different abilities. So I don't really fault them for that. I just don't think that that's for me. I actually personally like the health bar whack-a-mole. I thrived on that in DDO. Which I know I've talked about it in I think in another watch party we did where they were talking about some changes to the cleric abilities where I just don't like battle cleric as a playstyle, but that's just my preference. I know a lot of people do like that, and that's fine. And that just kind of further reinforces my inclination that I will probably not play a cleric in Pantheon, or at least not as like a primary character. I will try out every class. I will give it its due diligence, and I'll try the cleric to see how it feels. But from what I know about it at this point, I don't think that it would be very enjoyable for me, which is why I am leaning very heavily toward the enchanter right now. Which should be kind of new for me, and in as far as my time playing MMOs. Most of my time playing MMOs, I have gravitated toward the healer roles, but I think we might be entering a new era, which is totally fine. Hey, Clodhopper. Thanks for being here.
Said it would be helpful to have an outline on where you're at. Okay, I'll put my nameplate on for you guys. I think that we will see, typically what you're familiar with stealth will probably come in time. I think there's been some back and forth on what we like about sort of being true stealth, but I think you'll probably see some changes come into that. In previous tests, you had like the faded rogue. So I'll go ahead and turn that on.
Roddick says all the good-looking people play changers. You know that's right.
Yeah, cleric also has faithful strike, which makes my melee
I mean,
attack
just look at
0
me.
a target that I have.
Am I not the most attractive man you've ever seen in your
so
life?
It's a readiness ability.
All right, get mana. We're gonna drop down this hole.
That silence, my hush spell is it takes a lot of mana.
Who's this? You got a mouse in your pocket, Sacred?
Did you hear someone said, is Minus playing a rogue? And then the chat said, Minus is a rogue IRL. And then someone said, always. I do like rogues. Someone said, I'm also a halfling in real life, though.
That is more accurate.
No man bun, though. It's sad.
You're playing the traditional halfling.
Yeah, you are. You're bringing our median down for our group height as the tallest dev team. We're gonna have to do some math on that. Do some math on that.
We just found out Steve Clover, one of our technical programmers, is 6'7".
Dang.
6'8".
He's 6'8". Yeah, he's 6'8". It's who is
Kyle
it?
6'7".
Kyle's 6'7".
Kyle
I'm
is 6'7".
I'm 6'6".
Wait,
I never
what?
realized that.
Kyle
so
has
like-
like a special mouse just for his hand. Is so big that he has to have a special mouse.
So this is what happens when you put the devs on a hair down, have fun night. All the secrets are coming out. Kyle's gonna be like, wait, why do people know I'm tall?
Kyle's gonna be our model for the Giants.
I would not have guessed that.
So I'm the
blows my
model for
mind.
the ogres. Yeah. So when we play Ashes of Creation and developer basketball, we're totally going to school.
All right,
We're
Sacred. We dropping?
Yep, we're dropping.
Oh boy.
I never really thought about that. It's kind of true though. Cause like, I mean, Medawky, I mean, we hung out at TwitchCon and I remember you're tall, Ben's tall. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Kurt Molad was also really tall. Rest in peace. Brad he wasn't like alarmingly tall, but he wasn't short either. Dude, who else? Jeez, I would never have guessed that Kyle was that tall. But I wonder what that means. Why is everybody on the team so tall? And Steve Clover too. I kind of guessed. From what I saw in when he was in the Evercracked documentary, he seemed pretty tall. I mean, I would have guessed more like 6'1" or 6'2" or something, but 6'8" though. I mean, that's crazy. Minus says I'm 5'11". That's how tall I am too. It's just perfectly average. Twisted Pixels also 5'11". 5'11" boys represent. I always like playing dwarfs because the entire reason for fantasy role-playing games is to be able to play as something as that you're not, and being relatively tall but also very skinny person. I'm all about being short and stocky in the fantasy worlds. Yeah. Also, so Medawky plays as an ogre. That makes sense. I wonder what is Steve? Is Steve Clover also an ogre in game? I feel like these are the important questions that we need to have answered.
Here we go.
They're gonna hear that, and I feel like that's gonna be an actual challenge.
Let's do it.
All right, don't run off.
For charity.
Do people
right.
like the nameplate?
Come
on
back
me?
to me.
Here we go.
Sacred's getting serious. We better focus.
David got scared. David gets scared when things pulled.
Look at I get scared. I'm sure these mobs are getting mezzed here.
Tyler, how much time do you have left on Griffith Shale?
2 minutes.
2?
So,
1, 2?
Yep. 1, 2.
Medawky, why don't you talk a little bit about like Shaman right now, what you're doing, what some of your options are, what your buffs, stuff like that.
I mean, compared to the cleric, we're a little boring right now. I'm not gonna lie. But
everybody on the stream has like their favorite class, and when we have the chance to do it publicly, we all push for improvements to our favorite.
Yeah, yeah. I think that the kids have I'm a simp for the shaman, but I like. I do enjoy the shaman. So shaman right now is primarily a buff and debuff class. At level 10, it's a little muted. Like you don't feel the full toolkit. But I mean, you're level 10. What do you expect, right?
Oh boy.
Mez the Savage.
I was very late on that cow trap.
Yes, you were. All right, I'm pulling him over here. Come here, boy.
I love that you do that.
Savage is mez. Don't attack the Savage.
Oh my god, that was the most sacred thing I've heard in a while. Come here, boy.
Savage.
Get over here, boy.
Yeah.
Shaman's a pretty capable healer, but if you don't manage your mana well, you can go pretty quick if you try and overdo it. I got you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we have to be good for a little bit. It looks like Chris is watching.
I also think I didn't just drop the S-bomb, did I?
Yeah.
We
I mean,
didn't
that's
hear a
no one
word
right
you
now.
said.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay.
David, how many times have we had an after stream meeting where, okay, David, well, you said this. Let's try to not say that.
I'm trying to think. I think it's a better question is how many have we had where that hasn't happened?
So I like how Tony asked me to talk about my character and then just completely talks over me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, 100%.
David swore and things happen.
I don't think anybody.
Ronik, are you really?
Sorry, yeah.
Are you really trying to conduct business in my Twitch chat right now? That's not what this is for. Let them relax. Newsletter can wait. I'm just joking.
So,
And then the fit hit the Shanna.
yeah, that's what happened. No, but you were saying mana management super important at this moment.
If you're going to try and be a primary healer, absolutely. If you are lucky enough to have a pro cleric in your group and you're mainly doing buffs and debuffs, and you can get in there and do some DPS as well, you're going to slow the targets. You're going to reduce their physical attributes, and then you can buff up your group a little bit as well. Obviously, that toolkit gets a lot more robust as you gain levels. Something to look forward to. Right now, you're kind of like a utility infielder.
I think that's an important statement. You know, we really want players as they level to have those milestones, those spells that you're looking forward to, that growth, those abilities, the techniques, right? Even just keep in mind you have your class abilities, but then you have abilities on weapons. And some of those may be specific as well to classes. So as you're leveling up different weapon types, like let's say I get, now I'm a bad example for this, but let's say I get a mace that's really good and I haven't been leveling it. I won't have those techniques that might make that really strong. So I'm going to need to use that to get it leveled up and get those skills and be able to use those different abilities. Like Sacred, if I'm not wrong, like for a rogue, for example, for maces, I can do like stunning abilities and stuff. So if I want to add a little more to help to like CC or stuff like that, I can.
Yeah, and you might be able to actually go into your book right now and see some of those grayed out, those techniques that are grayed out for the mace and for
spellbook,
other weapon types that you have. Just to kind of show those.
Yep. Yeah, I only have like the base one for bash and stuff, but like as you can see, like Death Dealer is a technique, right? So, and you can see right now we're showing like Death Dealer, for example, if you build out to have dexterity, you're going to get a little more out of it. It'll also benefit from intellect. So our skills are really going to matter. Your strength, your stam, like all that kind of stuff is really going to matter how you build your character, and the items you get aren't going to have like 5,000 strength. It's going to be small numbers that are very important per increment. So what are we doing here?
Going
215.
Ritualist. Yeah, Ritualist first.
I'll mez the other one. The Mal first, or whatever, Mal fist.
You're going to pull them away?
Yep.
So someone asked earlier, and I'm sorry, I'm going to miss your name, and this is really late. Someone said, I thought this wasn't about being rotational. It's definitely not. You may think it is from what you're looking at, but I have to make a lot of decisions. Now, I have some reactionary abilities like this second chance strike that I'm going to hit when that comes up, for sure. Because it's no cost, it's instant, and it's basically based off of like missing an ability allows me to use it. But
it is more situational than rotational for sure.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is so I have this Death Dealer, which allows me to do a lot of damage when the target's at low health, but it also plays off my readiness. So I just use Death Dealer there. Now that saps my readiness. So if I use Death Dealer, I'm not able to use Shiv and I'm not able to use Umbral Edge. So I have to make a lot of decisions on what I want to do. Now, is someone going to say this is what you want to make sure is up? Or this or that, sure. But you're going to have to make decisions. And again, this is with a level 10 toolkit, so there's going to be a lot more decisions to make later.
We should also say he's making bad decisions right now because he's our only slower, and these mobs are running like mad. And
hey,
so
I did good on the last one. Give me credit.
So we do need to interrupt.
He's mostly making bad decisions.
Yeah, I'll accept that. Yeah, so let's make sure we're interrupting that right there, that heal. Now, they're going to run out of mana as well, right? So if you have a rough go at it, eventually they're going to run out just like we would. Oh, there's a big heal again.
I would interrupt, but I'm too busy mezzing that. So, does anybody else have interrupts? Sacred, I know you do. Does the monk have an interrupt?
I have stuns.
Might be worth trying to stun during one of those hand spells that you see.
Because he's essentially a shaman.
Huh. Had to throw that out.
Why is he so much better at healing than you? I'm just kidding.
Because he only has one person to heal.
That's true.
Yeah, because you're not in his group.
Because you're not over there, right there.
Oh, big Death Dealer.
There we go.
Big Death Dealer shot there. I think we got him. I think he's
Emergency bandage.
Sweep the leg, somebody yelled.
Yeah. I got him, Mark.
How's your Ronick? Do you want me? Are you good on mana? I said mana. Can't believe it.
Not really, but it's coming for me. So
you're good.
Okay. I wasn't gonna be like one of those people that like runs around, but
what? Why not?
But
you gotta jump.
But
don't run. You'll just die tired.
You gotta jump when you're running. That's the key.
I'm pretty sure that reduces aggro, right?
Absolutely.
It's just jumping around.
I was seeing Minus do it, so it makes sense.
Doing a good job holding aggro. What do you think if we put on some stronger weapons? What do you think? Should we do that? Let's
I
hear
mean, we
them.
can. We might want to be looting these guys though to see if they drop any. Honestly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, thanks, Sunglare. It had dropped off everybody and I hadn't recast yet, even though I asked Tyler like 6 minutes ago how much longer he had on the buff.
See,
you
that's where you
recast it
needed
on
to
me?
ask the chat. I have 35 minutes on. Oh, I don't have it.
On what?
Oh, on Grip of Show. Or I mean,
Ooh, that was
yeah,
scary.
Grip of Show.
That was close.
That was a little much. All right, nothing useful on the corpses.
All right, met up.
Hey, don't underestimate the bag of scraps.
Thorndeep says, what percentage of spells skills will players have to find? I don't think you're really going to get a straight answer on that, to be honest. And it probably probably depends on the class and like what level you are, and it's also the sort of thing that will probably change over time, you know. And regardless, I just, knowing the devs, I can't imagine them even divulging that information, because that like kind of takes away from the fun of going to find them. You know what I mean? Like if you had a way of like, if they were like 20% of your skills need to be found out in the world, then it's like, then you would know exactly like how many you need to go find. And that kind of like, part of the fun and the sense of discovery is like not really knowing how many are out there. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that it's like you just gotta find out for yourself. I'm realizing now that on my bingo card I have things like an attack is parried, which I've seen a lot of evading. I don't actually. I'm starting to second guess myself if parrying is even a thing. Like, is that even possible? Did I just put that in the bingo card and that's just like not a mechanic that we're gonna be seeing? And I mean, I know abilities being resisted is a thing, although with Minus being a rogue, he doesn't really have spells like a caster would, so maybe his abilities like can't be resisted either. So those just might be just dead squares. Medawky says, I don't think it's a fixed percentage. It's under 10% currently. I mean, I think that's fair. The way that they've described it is that it's like the more like, well, I think they probably even describe them as rare. It's the more rare abilities, the more like exotic abilities, powerful abilities, unique like specialty abilities, like that's the sort of thing that you'll have to go find as kind of, you know, like the cherry on top of your class, where it's like, you know, if it's something that is like a core part of your class's kit that like makes your class work and do its role, like it wouldn't really be fair to make that be something that you have to go seek out and find and maybe get a little bit lucky to get, you know, like an enchanter's like mesmerize, where it's like that's a very like basic tool that every enchanter will need. So those sort of things would be more readily accessible, but then it's the more like situational type of unique things that aren't just given to you and that you have to go earn.
You never know when it comes in handy.
No, we weren't going to summon, Joppa, we're not going to summon any weapons. We've got a few that...
Oh, Medawky says, I mentioned that my spell was resisted early on. I'll take that. That counts. We don't need to see it be resisted. It just, I'll take your word for it.
We're kind of keeping off.
William, we don't have a root. We have we have snares, basically.
Yeah.
We have a rope.
I guess I do have a root, but it's a massive opportunity, so it's more of like a initial, my spring wire trap is more of an initial pull. Yes, someone asked again if we have a snare. Yes, I have, as we're calling it tonight, cow traps.
Or caltrops for this.
Can all healers be main healers or pretty much cleric best? Sacred, do you want to take that?
What's that?
Can all healers be main healers or is cleric best?
I mean, I would say all healers have the capability of being a main healer in different ways, though, and they're going to need a team to perform potentially different actions to help them at different times. So it's a little bit of a loaded question, but yeah, I would say the ultimate answer is yes and no at the same time. If your team doesn't want to cooperate with you, then it's going to be hard regardless of what you are or who you are.
If we want, there's a mathematical formula that we don't have time to go into, but if your DPS is high enough, you'd never need a heal.
It's facts.
So, I mean, anybody could be a healer. Like, if you got some bandages.
There you go. Timer. So, the thing I would say about our healers, and we've kind of talked about this with the classes, that we want them to feel different. I would say that as a team, we are not afraid for healers to have moments where they might be the best situated. Because if they're going to differentiate from each other, then there has to be moments and situations and enemy types or damage types that someone's taking that has to sort of play into maybe skill sets. Okay.
Hey, Minus, you should look at this. Did you look at what was on that corpse?
Oh, no. Let me, where's it at in the back?
Nothing for you, but just...
Oh, soul quartz.
Just so they don't think it's all scraps.
Yeah. So, yep, that's a crafting material, I believe, right?
Oh, they drop a gem?
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Nice.
Yoink.
So, do you want to just mez that one, or do you want me to back this up?
Huh?
I think you just mez it.
Coming
This
in.
one. Oh, this one coming in? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
What's your interrupts on this?
I love the looting in the middle of a battle. That's my style.
And we've talked about it before, so we're all playing different classes, so we wanted to kind of be able to talk about it tonight. The class we do not have is a wizard, so it would be a much different group makeup had we had a wizard and did one healer. So we certainly took the safer route. I mean, we'll claim it that, having a cleric and a shaman versus subbing one of them out for a wizard. And the wizard is very high damage. So you might see less time to kill, but when things go astray, we're probably struggling. Like when we pulled those 3 earlier, I don't know if we would have survived that had we not had our 2 healers.
Well, Dad wouldn't survive. I mean, she was.
Yeah, just throw me out there.
Yeah.
Need a little bit of mana here.
Yeah. Got a minute on respawns here. We're gonna push down the hall. We're gonna actually go right to start with. This hall splits. We're gonna try to start with the right side and see how that fares, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, Tubiden, six person party because you say it's usually 4 or 5 in a lot of other MMOs, and I think the primary reason for that is that most other MMOs, you heard of the classic Holy Trinity, where you have tank, DPS, and healer. And if you have those 3 roles, then usually 4 or 5 people is sufficient. But in Pantheon, it's what they call a quaternity, where you have 4 primary roles. You have the tank, healer, DPS, but then they're also emphasizing a role that has not been common in a lot of MMOs for the past decade or two, which is crowd control. And so having a 6-person group allows you, if you choose, to have all 4 of those roles covered, and then plus a couple of, like flex slots for some extra DPS or whatever. That's kind of like the general formula. Obviously, like they were saying earlier, I mean, you can play around with that however you want. You don't necessarily need to have crowd control. If you're creative enough and skilled enough, and you maybe, because each class has something unique that they bring to the table, so you may be able to find some other combinations that work. Like Medawky was saying, like, I mean, even in EverQuest, which had 4 primary roles, like you would totally get these like all the wizard groups together that would just kill everything so fast that they didn't need a tank or a healer or crowd control, because they were just burning things down before anything could even touch them. And that was an effective way of playing if you were skilled enough, if your character had the right gear and spells for it, and you coordinated and communicated sufficiently and executed properly. Like, you could do it. And that's the beauty of games like this, where like, yes, your class has a role, but like you're not locked into composing a group in a particular way. Like one of the worst things about WoW, in my opinion, was when they would, like, for one thing, just autofill groups with random people on the servers that you didn't even know, but then did so in such a way where it's like, you must have 1 tank and 2 DPS and 1 healer, and that was how it was all the time. So stupid, leaves no room for creativity. Some of the really, like, you get a lot of those like fun memories when you kind of feel like you're getting away with something that you shouldn't, when you like come up with a group composition that sounds completely crazy, but because you play smart and you play you play cooperatively with other people, you can get away with some crazy things. But that's just emergent gameplay, and even though it might feel like you're getting away with something you shouldn't, like, developers love to see that sort of thing, that sort of creativity that they developers could have never even foreseen. But because you are just presented with tools and a playground to use them in, that's like the magic of games like this, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say too, Sacred, what people are seeing tonight is not even close to the full size of this place. We've obviously jumped down 2 holes instead of kind of like working our way down. We've skipped some paths and head in different directions. This is pretty, our goal is this is an open world game, right? So yep. We want people to have different camp spots, and we want groups to come across each other and make these areas that are big enough for multiple groups. Sacred, you were watching this area a lot during our recent pre-alpha testing. What was the maximum amount of groups you saw kind of climbing in here? I know they didn't all get down this deep.
Nimril says, will kiting be a thing in Pantheon? Of course. And that's a perfect example of emergent behavior, where it's the sort of thing where, back in the early days of MMOs, developers didn't even like consider kiting as like a viable strategy. It's when you just give the player abilities, and it's up to the player to figure out the most effective way to use them. And one of the things that came out of that was kiting. I think even the same could be said for pulling, and the different ways that people pull. Like, it's all done through just trial and error on the player part. They're not. So yeah, kiting, it's like, that's up to you. It's up to you to figure out the best way to do that, but they're not gonna like arbitrarily prevent you from kiting. It might be kind of challenging though. Just like off the top of my head, with the NPC AI in Pantheon, and with them being a little bit more intelligent than in most other MMOs. You might find it difficult to kite them for very long because they might get wise and realize that just chasing you in circles is maybe not the most effective thing for them to do. So, but that's part of the fun. You might have to just kind of like adjust your strategy, maybe use some different abilities, that sort of thing. But yeah, kiting is a perfect example of emergent behavior and the sort of things that that players just find a way to do. They come up with that, and it's a beautiful thing. It makes me wonder, like, what other sorts of completely new types of strategies and behaviors we'll see that that originate in Pantheon.
But
I think at one point I had, I want to say 5 or 6 groups on kind of the first level, so to speak. And then a few of those were kind of teetering down into the, I'll call it the second level, if you will, but kind of moving down into a little bit higher level NPC population. So, you know, that was kind of in a pretty, I guess you could say, dense area, being at the front of the caves there. And then at other times, we actually saw quite a few groups even down here, you know, 2 or 3 groups in this area down here, kind of setting up shop. And I just face pulled 2, so I'm going to pull these back a little bit.
I'm them as the Malphus.
Okay. We'll go with the ritualists.
after, I'm going to mez that one. That's how I get mezed.
Watch for the hand. We want to make sure we stun that.
Oh, okay. Go.
Everybody was attacking the same one before I missed.
So in combat right now, for example, I can't use my cow traps, which I'm going to call that forever now, because I don't have the opportunity to do so. Now, when I use Blackjack Kick, if I hit it, I have a chance to gain that in combat. Now, typically, I'm only going to gain opportunity when I'm in stealth or from an ability, so I need to get this, or if he runs, we could be in trouble. But I have missed the last 2, by the way. So...
Noted.
Yeah, so no slow right now. We got another one coming up here in a few seconds. They're cow traps forever, everyone says now. There we go. Okay, so now I have it. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down now. Right on the middle of him. At least slow him a little bit.
Tubident says a no gliding disposition where they throw rocks at anyone gliding nearby to knock them out of the air. That'd be awesome. The beautiful thing though is that, so that sort of thing doesn't necessarily have to be a disposition. Bernadette says, I'm betting there are NPCs that can knock you out of the air or off a cliff. And it's absolutely true. And it's not just like some NPCs, it's pretty much all NPCs have, and particularly because of the climbing system. Now, gliders are very, they said they're going to be very rare. And so it's not like you're going to see people gliding all over the place, and that's something that they need to like specifically design all NPCs to be able to deal with. But everybody can climb, and climbing comes in handy a lot. And so obviously one of the first things that you think of is like, okay, well, if I'm in combat with something and I'm getting low health, I'll just find the nearest rock, climb up it, and it won't be able to chase me because they can't possibly make every NPC be able to climb. And so then I'll just kind of like rest at the top of this rock. That would be emergent behavior, but that would also kind of be an exploit in the sense that it would kind of like take the fun out of the gameplay. Now, so I say that because with the developers having kept that in mind, that's a very like obvious way to use climbing. So almost every NPC does have a way to deal with climbing players. And this sort of thing is already in game too. I kind of wish Ko had showed it off a little bit more in his most recent stream, but we've seen examples like of even just kind of mundane NPCs have a way to deal with climbing so that you can't just use it as a get out of jail free card. So whether it be something like pushing you or pulling you to it, or just kind of like rooting you or stunning you, whatever the case may be. A little bit of creativity on the designer's side with equipping NPCs with these tools that they recognize my target is climbing. Okay, I'll use this ability to prevent them from getting away from me. That's the sort of thing that you'll run into like on a regular basis. And so that's what I mean, where you have to kind of take that into consideration. And maybe the brainless techniques that you've used in other games might not work quite as effectively, because NPCs in Pantheon are relatively smart. But again, that's just that. I mean, that's part of the fun, is having to like adjust on the fly. And it's like you still should be able to figure out a way to outsmart them, but it might not be quite so simple as a lot of games. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like true AI. I don't think we're ever gonna find an MMO where like NPCs are literally like predicting your most likely next move and countering it in the most perfect way. It's not like PvP, you know, where you're playing against another human player. It is still a computer program. So, but you might just need to kind of stretch yourself a little bit just to kind of figure out the best way to deal with it.
An opportunity is the name of a resource, for those wondering what opportunity.
Yeah.
Or a rogue resource.
And everybody has different resources, you know, different things that apply to different abilities. It's there's a lot to each class for that.
Mark, do you know like the average duration on the Mez?
I think it's a minute now.
I don't know.
It's a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah, it feels much longer than I remember. In a good way. Probably why I'm running out of mana.
I used to have a chance to break early, so currently it doesn't.
I'm sure it will, though. Is my guess.
Yeah. I feel like Kelem's gonna watch the stream and think Ronick had it too easy.
Came in from behind.
I think Ronick spoke too soon. All right. It is true though. I mean, like, I don't want to jinx it, because as I said earlier, I want to play an enchanter. I want to main an enchanter, and I want it to be good. A minute for a Mez is a long time though. I will admit. This run, we're about halfway through. This run has been like very smooth, which I guess makes sense. You know, they're all developers and they know this area and they've had lots of time practicing, and playing the game together before. So I guess it makes sense that they this is kind of more top tier sort of coordinated gameplay. But I kind of want to see some. I kind of want to see some more chaos. Like nobody's ever even been near death yet. Well, they do have two. They really have two healers with a. I mean, Cleric's primary healer. I know Medawky's more kind of like buff debuff, but he's also got kind of backup heals. So it's like, and they've got crowd control. So it's like they really have all the. This is kind of like your ideal scenario as far as group composition goes. They've got all of the bases covered. Oh, I hope somebody dies though.
And thankfully.
Oh, that's what. Oh, Sav went purple. And you popped her right back up. Oh, that's what she was saying earlier with nice save. Oh, I missed that. I like glanced away. Oh, does that mean somebody gets saved from near death? Oh. Whew. Almost missed that one. If she went purple, it means she was in a near death state. Oh, I guess that makes sense. 'Cause I was picturing somebody going near death and you needed to do like first aid on them to get them back up. But obviously, you have 2 healers. One of them's just gonna hit you. One of you is just gonna hit them with a heal to bring them back up. Okay. All right. Now I just want Ronak to die now, and then we'll have bingo. Double heal, and enchanter is overkill. I kind of agree. This is a very safe group, which I guess like they were saying earlier, they could have swapped out cleric for like a wizard to get some like higher DPS. Then things would have been dying faster. But would have been less safe. See, I mean that's so tough. It's like, what do you do if you're trying to? Which in my opinion, I think that would make for probably a more entertaining stream. If things are dying faster, but then there's also like a higher risk factor. You get people dying more often. That's the sort of thing I like anyway. But then if you're like dying too much, if it's too difficult, then you're also not making as much like forward progress through the dungeon. So it's like, I don't know, which one do you go with?
That would have been pretty awkward. I said I had it too easy. And
Yeah. Are we comfortable now? Because I'm going to come out of stealth if so.
Yeah, I think so.
You got it? Okay. And I didn't say that because I was cowering in stealth, but when I can... So if I haven't engaged a mob, even in combat, I can drop into stealth, which is... As a rogue fan, and for people who play rogues, it is so cool. Since I didn't hit that mob at all, he didn't know I was really there, didn't have aggro on him. I can drop back into stealth, which allows me to get opportunity. And from there, I can support David when he doesn't have mana to be able to smoke trick it, which is like a less effective mez. So that's why I kind of was staying there. If we were good, come out and attack, but otherwise I could stay and kind of help the group for a little bit there. Not quite as good as an enchanter, obviously, but to give that secondary. Oh, got him. See, I'm getting better with the old cow trap.
I tried to ninja loot that, and I'm pretty sure someone still got it before me.
You can be quick with this group. Yeah, so some people are talking. One of the things we're really excited, if you haven't been keeping up with our development streams and the monthly content we put out, we'll have a newsletter coming out this Thursday, which will cover some of this. But we did announce that we will be doing monthly, at least once a month, pre-alpha sessions, which is a huge step forward. And I think something that all of us can say we've been really working towards as we've been doing our networking changes, our HDRP setup, just a lot of stuff that's been going into the game this last year. It's a really big thing for us to get our testers in more often with stable servers and really just driving forward. Like 2023 is going to be awesome. A lot more gameplay, right? We've all been craving doing a little bit more, right, David?
Yep.
So does anybody have a pacify or a calm?
I do.
Might be good to use that here.
Okay.
I would not round that corner too freely.
Oh, a little bit.
Let's get. I'm gonna put a trap right in the middle of the floor here. Go with that, just in case. Oh, there's one. We got the Medawky there. That worked. That was
Worked
a good pull.
surprisingly well.
Medawky's like, guys, I'll show you how this happens. I'll show you how this works.
He knows what he's doing.
I'll give credit where credit is due. I did not expect that to happen, so we'll move along.
So someone asked, is there going to be more streaming in 2023? For sure. Now keep in mind, we do a monthly development stream where we show updates on the world building or gameplay or classes.
I'm pulling this back a little bit just in case it runs.
Yep. So we do that, and we'll continue that trend of doing that. Obviously, with showing gameplay as we are now, with Code Carnage showing gameplay, I think I'm not speaking out of turn to say we'd love to get more of the content creators in here that support Pantheon and some of the ones that are discovering it. So I think when opportunities are right to do more gameplay, for sure. Now, one of the things that we really don't want to do is spoil a ton of stuff. So I feel like we're kind of spoiling the old Goblin Caves tonight. but you're not seeing the whole thing. That's kind of one of the things I wanted to make sure everyone knew is we're kind of heading down a certain path here. But is there going to be more gameplay? For sure. I think 2023 that we can comfortably say that.
And so one thing to note as well, like there are quite a few rare NPCs in this, dungeon, for example, or in this cave. And so even though we are showing it, you're actually still not seeing it all, because at any given time we're fighting a placeholder or not. And, I won't spoil where those are at, but again, that's something just to keep in mind is we've already fought, I think, at least 2 placeholders. So,
that.
just something to kind of keep in mind as you're going through. But with this room here, I believe there's one to the left. Is there not, Midas?
Yep. So we got one to the left, one in the left corner, back corner, and then one on the right. So it looks like we got 3 right now.
Can we try to pacify the one on the right, and then if we can target the one in the back corner, pacify that one as well? There'll probably be a pool of 2, but we'll see what we can do here.
I don't.
When he
So I have brain fog, which is wipes the target's memory, causing it to forget its aggression. Does that?
That's only after it's aggroed.
Yeah.
So does our cleric have a calm or anything?
The enchanter has one.
Enchanter has a calm.
What's the calm?
I forgot the name, honestly.
I don't think I have it at level 10.
Okay. Well, let's
Well,
see what happens then.
Let me get a trap.
Unless I didn't buy it from the vendor, which is
Well, that might be it. You never know. Remember that conversation we had before this started about how some people didn't follow instructions of getting set up properly, and
Listen, I'm pretty
not
sure.
that we'll bring that up on the stream or anything.
All right. Well, how about this?
It's level
which
4,
one-
by the way.
Are we airing the grievances right here? Like,
Yeah. Is this what is it? Festivus?
Yeah.
Festivus for the rest of us.
So we got a trap. So
All
where
right.
do you want the trap? Do you want that right one trapped for now?
To the left. Let's try to trap the left one if you
In
can.
the
And I'm gonna
far
pull the
left,
right
or-
one.
Okay.
Or close left.
All right, I just
Okay.
want to go on record as saying it's a bug, and that I did scribe the scroll. I did scribe the scroll of Villis Calm, but it's not in my spell. So note that
Nice
one.
trap.
Nice.
All right. So the trap
note
is there.
that
So
one,
David, that savage is going to come in.
I'm
the room.
gonna-
Be ready for him.
I'm gonna count that as someone finds a trap because I am someone and I have found a trap. It's right there. I gotta say, there's something about this particular hallway and corner that opens up into a room that just like very much reminds me of Guck in EverQuest, and it's like kind of cool that this is they're like level 10. They're fighting things that are a little bit higher than them, but they're like level 10 and 11. And they're in this dungeon. And this dungeon is like just outside, like not that far from the human starting city. So this is like, and this is massive. Like, and it's just like one of the first dungeons that humans will encounter, like it's actually kind of crazy if you think about it.
Okay, I'll try to see if that can either mesm or that other one works.
You see him there?
Nope.
He's right around the corner.
Oh yeah.
He's trapped right now. And the rogues are going to have a lot of different traps, which is a really cool part. There's a lot of
Wait, sorry, minus is it? There's 2 of them in there.
he's on the left. He's
Close-
gonna
close
he's-
left, close
he's
left.
Close
Okay.
left. He's like on the wall.
Yeah. I wonder if I could.
So rogues are going to have a lot of different trap types. So the one thing I really, and I've said this for a long time,
Oops.
that I love about the rogue in
That did not
Pantheon
work.
is that there's a lot of support mechanics, but not in replacement of damage. Like, and you're not going to also replace a enchanter or whatever future support there might be. So it's neat to be able to do these small things to help the group, and you really can feel like a scout, which I just love. Like, I'm more into that fantasy side of rogues than just being a DPS like machine. So it's a lot of fun.
Welcome to Rogue Chat, everybody. Happy to have you with us
Yeah,
tonight.
really.
All right.
Snooze fest.
I'm not using any endurance on accuracy anymore. I'm just doing full damage. No readiness.
So I tried to use that
Is
brain
this the
fog.
close one or the far one?
That's the close one.
Okay.
So the far one's not aggro. But I tried to use brain fog on it and he resisted, so. But, yeah. I don't have that other spell, Lilith's Calm or whatever, unfortunately.
Room clear to go
Wait.
into.
I lied, I do have it.
Oh,
Now we
David,
see the
There's like 5 spells in my book, too. I don't know how I missed it.
bourbon.
Just when you guys thought I was playing well, too.
right on cue.
Yeah.
It's definitely the bourbon, dude.
Yeah, this limited action, that's really hard. I only have one ability on my bar.
Someone said Ronak has brain fog in and out of game.
Who is that?
Well, they're not wrong.
All right, Shammy Blammy. I see you. Wait till you step foot in Terminus, buddy.
Keeping you alive, son.
Or lady, sorry. Didn't mean to gender.
Okay.
Oh.
Doesn't specify.
All right. Get mana back. I'll go face pull.
What, are we setting up a little camp here? Or what's going on?
No, we're gonna try to work our way back to the other side here, but I've got to wait for some pathers to take their leave. So
It was funny because you were talking and I had no idea where you were, and you had gone ahead.
Yeah, you should just like pretend like you don't know where everything is.
Oh, I definitely don't. So,
so what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to die here in a minute, and then just let y'all figure out how to get around.
all right, Sav, you got
Medawky, Medawky seems to think that he can do everything.
He wants
so-
that.
Sav,
No,
you,
no, I
you
just-
have to save us, Sav.
I do have Paradox on my bar, though, and I know how to cast it.
You found it in your spell book, you mean?
I've had it on my bar all night, but I haven't had to use it.
I don't think we
I don't-
have Feign Death yet as a rogue at 10, right? Is that correct?
I don't think so. Not at 10, right, Mark?
A rogue house? Feign
Oh,
Death?
No. He's talking about the. He's talking about the monk.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
confused. No, I do
I
not have
said
Feign
rogue,
Death
so-
yet.
Rogue on the mind.
Ronak had Feign Death, but he wasn't feigning.
He just has
Hey.
death.
Listen, we are. Let's
You're
see,
doing really well.
We are an hour and change into the stream, and I have
There
yet
goes
to.
the
buy-
This
voice.
has gotta
There
be a
goes-
new-
there
this has
goes
gotta be a
Tony.
new
There it
record.
goes.
Do you see? You saw it? You heard it?
I just
I'll
peeked on
Venmo you
the.
the. I'll Venmo you the $20, bro. You want-
Whenever David starts getting excited, he echoes. It's instant
bet-
reverb. We got to
I bet
interrupt on
that
this.
wasn't gonna happen tonight. So I have my Paradox macro to Ronak, and I haven't had to cast it at all.
It's a good macro though.
It is. And some people have asked, are there macros? Yes, there are macros. That macro system is going to evolve quite a bit as we go through development. It's not really a priority right now, but there is certainly a macro system.
Why don't you show it to him?
I don't think I have anything on mine, but so you click the macro button up there, you guys will see it on screen. And you kind of go in,
Do you have a
can name
slow on macro or not?
There's a bunch of ads.
it. No, I'm doing the macro. I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
It's a
I got
streamer.
the math Malfist. Get the ritualist.
Did you just say math Malthus?
I said I have the Malfist.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard math.
Mal.
Don't get excited.
you talking to me or Midas?
Minus.
Either one.
Uh-oh. Who broke it?
Since they like to run out that door there, I'm just going to kind of keep working this guy backwards a little bit.
I'm going to put the cow traps on him right now. So once you settle him,
Yeah, right here.
he'll be slowed.
Appreciate
it's not a
that.
huge radius right now, but it'll stay there. Ooh, my weapons aren't poisoned anymore. Can you do that in combat? Let's try it.
Maybe you should have the chat remind you.
I was trying, but nobody. Maybe they said it.
Oh
I
wow,
just
you
didn't
can
see
do
it.
that in combat?
There you go.
That doesn't seem
Time where it
right.
says minus poisons. Thanks. Thanks for looking out, buddy. I need a little egg timer on my desk. Old school.
Just tell Siri to set you a timer.
Siri. This is a Google
That's
house.
right, you're not.
This is a Google
That's right,
house.
Yeah. What do they call Google? Just Google.
Hey Google. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Fancy. And then something in my house just turned off because I said that.
okay.
So here's the question. In this group,
Doesn't look good for running.
now I know not all of our classes aren't yet available. And I think we've teased on a dev stream recently, Ronick, if I'm not mistaken, that Warrior will probably be next. What is everyone's main? Is like, I'm playing mine. I think Medawky, you're playing yours, right?
Until we announced the Beast Lord class.
Oh jeez. Joppa's over
Joppa
there
and I,
crying.
yeah, we're still fighting about that. So.
Cow drops down.
I will be
Sacred.
playing.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
go ahead.
No, good.
No, I was gonna say I'll be playing an enchanted. But I'll probably be a dark Myr, a dark
Does
Myr.
Joppa?
Not Myr, Myr.
No, it's
Mir?
Mir. Does Joppa not like the Beast Lord class? I was not aware of that. I can totally picture that though, of him thinking that that's just ridiculous. I never really got into the Beast Lord myself, to be honest. And it's like, I don't know. It seems like one of those things where what it was like a monk shaman hybrid. Which I guess it makes sense that Medawky is then just playing a shaman if that's as close as you can get. But I don't think, at some point too. I mean, I know you were kind of like mostly joking. Not, yeah. No, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. Because it's good to like, the Beast Lord is like a very EQ specific thing, and it's good to have your IP have some things that are unique to it. Not to mention the fact that like hybrids aren't even really a thing in Pantheon. It's not like your paladin is like has half cleric abilities and half warrior abilities. Like each class in Pantheon has the abilities are unique to that class. It's not like you're sharing abilities with another class. It probably doesn't really make sense to just like copy classes from other games. But I will say that like I do hope that I know this is like kind of getting too far ahead of things, but it's like I hope that Pantheon does come up with some classes in like future expansions that are, distinctly Pantheon. You know what I mean? Where it's like a lot of things they have right now, it's like, okay, yeah, like how many MMOs out there have paladins and clerics and shamans and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like they already share so many classes with EQ, like the enchanter and such. So, I would love to see some things down the line that only exist in Pantheon, like the Beast Lord really only exists in EverQuest. I can't even really. picture what that would really be. Well, I guess the Dire Lord kind of is unique to Pantheon now that I think about it. It's kind of like a unique concept having a chain-wearing, edged weapon-only wielding tank that is focused on just causing as much bloodshed as possible to then manipulate that blood. That is kind of like, okay, I guess that is, correct me if I'm wrong, I've really only heard of that kind of concept in Pantheon. It's worth pointing out that like a Dire Lord is not a Shadow Knight. It's not like a warrior necromancer hybrid. Dire Lords are pretty darn unique, so. An alchemist type class would be awesome. I would totally play that. Like that sounds fun. Like whipping up potions on the fly and like throwing like grenade potions and stuff like that. I like the kind of like almost kind of like Boy Scout sort of approach where it's like you got an answer for everything, you know? That would be and it's just like like where the whole gameplay revolves around just throwing potions at things or at places or people and or drinking them yourself. Like if that's what the entire like mechanics revolve around, that's pretty unique. Like that's gonna feel like no other class, you know. I know other games have had things sort of like that, but yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Yeah, I think Pantheon definitely is lacking like a two-handed weapon DPS class. Like a berserker. Like a, you know, like but not just as simple as like a berserker in EQ. I would like them to do it something different. But that I wouldn't be surprised if Pantheon has something like that in one of the earlier expansions, because that is kind of like a gaping hole in the kind of like classic play styles. You think you're just this giant, just axe wielding, just mayhem damage dealing. That, you know, that's something a lot of people would like to play. That it doesn't really, you don't really have that option in Pantheon right now. So yeah, they could definitely do something like that, but put their own unique twist on it. Hydromancer, that would be cool. Something you like unique to that only Dark Mirror could play. That would be kind of interesting. Classes that can only be played by one race. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting too. I always kind of like the I didn't play Vanguard. I missed the boat on that, but I know Vanguard had the Blood Mage, which was unique, pretty unique to Vanguard. And again, like I was saying, this doesn't necessarily mean they should just copy that, but it seemed like that kind of idea seemed like it could be really fun. Like being able to deal a lot of damage and also do a lot of healing. That's something I could get behind for sure. But more caster style, you know, it's like I'll play a healer if I can also deal a lot of damage through casting. I'm not, it's when it starts getting again into that kind of like battle cleric thing where it's like dealing melee damage and healing, where it's just like, it's not the same. An Archide DPS class that builds energy until they overload and then does a massive AoE. That's like, I wonder, not to open the whole progeny can of worms, but like they have mentioned that one of the possible applications of progeny, again, this is post-launch, but like one of the possible reasons why you might incentivize people to participate in progeny is new like race class combinations, or maybe unlocking entirely new classes that are maybe unique to your race. Is that too crazy of an idea? That would be kind of interesting. You know, what was it like? Was it Star Wars Galaxies? Or Knights of the Old Republic, one of the Star Wars games where like you essentially went on an epic quest to unlock the Jedi class. And like that was if I remember, I didn't play it myself, but I remember reading about it. And that I seem to remember that being pretty well received. So it's like you doing something like that could be kind of cool. Star Wars Galaxies, yeah. You had to master classes to unlock Jedi. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that could be cool. Tazu says, I don't recall progeny. Yeah, that's because it's something that isn't talked about a whole lot. Because it is a system. So basically, it's a system that was proposed in the very early days of Pantheon's development that was essentially just kind of tabled for years and still is. And like I said, probably would be revisited sometimes after launch, because while it's good in theory, it's very difficult to implement properly. So basically what it is well, the goal behind progeny is to try to prevent the player base from getting too top heavy, where, you know, like at a certain point in the game's lifespan, it gets to a point where it's like everybody's max level, and if somebody new joins the game, then, you know, there aren't very many people for them to play with, because most of the people still playing all have higher level characters and such. That's not good, obviously, for the long-term health of the game. So it is definitely, I think it's worthy to try to proactively come up with ways to, aside from just slowing down the leveling progression, getting some ways to incentivize people to either return their character to level 1 for some sort of reward, or incentivize them to create more alts so that they're, you know, creating new low-level characters into the world. So that's the main goal with progeny. It was proposed that when you reach max level, you somehow retire that character and create a new one, or maybe just return that character to level 1 in exchange for some sort of reward. And that's pretty much all that has been said about it. There's something that Brad came up with in like one of the original design docs for the game, but that was pretty much all he wrote about it. So, you know, it's part of the quote unquote vision, but and again, it's like, yes, that's a worthy goal, but when that's all you really say about it, it's like, well, it's a lot easier said than done. You know, how do you actually implement that in a way where people want to participate in that, where there's enough incentive for them to more or less undo the incredible amount of hours it takes to reach max level in Pantheon? I mean, because you can see how slow they're leveling up. They've been playing for like an hour and have one bubble, and this is level 10 of max level 50, and each level gets longer as you go. So I don't know, you know, I know this is still pre-alpha and XP rates are being adjusted, but it gives you an idea at least of the very slow progression that they're going for in Pantheon, and levels matter, and there's a prestige associated with reaching max level. Like, just being level 50 should be something incredible that when you see somebody walking by you in town that's level 50, it makes you stop and go, wow. You know? Like, it's that should be a significant accomplishment, you know, worth celebrating. A lot of the MMOs these days where just have lightning fast leveling curves where, you know, practically everybody is max level like a week or two after launch. And it's just a race to the end game where it's like Pantheon's trying to put the brakes on that and really slow down the progression, make you savor it, make you work for it, you know. Really slow things down and make each level feel significant. So, which is great, you know, trying to buck that trend in MMOs. But then how do you justify that, you know, in the amount of time and effort it takes to get to max level? And then you're going to also expect people to then go back to level 1 and have to do it all again. How are you going to reward them for that with something that isn't then just so incredibly powerful? You know, if you're going to incentivize some people to do it, it's better be a really, really good incentive. And if it's powerful, if it's too powerful, then it's going to get to the point, though, where then everybody feels obligated to do it. And that's really hard to reconcile. Like, not everybody is going to want to do that. I know I wouldn't. I want to get to max level and be done with it, you know? With that character anyway. I don't mind creating new alts, but that's my style. You know, but if it gets to the point where it's like you're trying to raid at a very highly competitive level, but people are like, "Oh, well, you haven't done enough progeny yet because you don't have this thing or that thing." It doesn't feel so great, you know? So that's where it's kind of, the whole progeny is kind of built on a catch-22 almost, where it's like, yeah, nice idea, nice in theory, but in practice, it's like, I don't know. That's one of the difficulties with taking a vision and turning it into reality. So, but anyway, that was a nice little rabbit trail. Where were we?
We've discussed that potentially maybe Mir is the
Meerkat?
singular, and Mer, or like vice versa. Mir is the plural version, maybe. Multiple
Who
Mers.
discussed this?
Well, kind of we're talking about it on the last stream. Didn't work out.
Is Joppa in chat?
Nimrod, you can say whatever you want here.
Don't you have him on speed dial?
Well, not anything you want, but if you have ideas, well, that's what this is for. I'm all about hearing different ideas and suggestions. If anybody, I don't know who you're referring to that telling you off for sharing ideas, but honestly, screw them. Who cares? It's this is an open forum, and even if it's on like the official forums or Discord or whatever, it's like they don't own that platform. Discussion is a good thing.
He gave me an unlisted number.
Smart.
Hmm.
There's a reason he's at the top of the food chain.
So, Sav, you said you're a big monk fan, as is. Is that the class you want to main, at least for now, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think so. I'll probably play around with other classes, but I freaking love how the monk plays.
They're beasts right now, for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of trying to figure out how to not do too much damage.
I think Joppa wants to come in. The voice chat.
He said, "Don't make him come in the voice chat."
Yeah, but when he says that, it means he wants. He wants to.
That sounds like a challenge accepted.
Yeah.
The kids. Someone said the kids are acting up again.
Achievement unlocked.
I think you should come in and talk about the game while we're playing.
Is this a good time to
Summon-
talk about our achievement system?
I think they're a little
Dad
Summon
tired.
the
anger.
Java.
Yeah, I think they're a little tired of hearing me in minus.
All right.
Now, Sacred, you got to tell everyone you do not want to be a tank, correct?
I do not. No, I do not like tanking in any game.
Too much
I play
pressure. or-
DPS. No, it's just. I mean, I like being in control of people's lives, not the one that's depending on people to control my life.
I don't-
In
I
other
feel
words,
like
I
I
don't
feel
trust
like
the
as a tank,
healers.
I feel
Well, I feel
that.
like maybe you just haven't had a good healer.
Well,
Whoa. Okay. Well, here we go.
Whoa.
That might be one
Just
too
saying.
many.
Okay, I'm gonna miss the
Case in
ritualist,
point.
and I'm gonna
You
miss
mean-
this
you
other
mean the one that
Die,
was-
Ronick, die. Die, Ronick, die.
Yeah, my bad. Get this other Malfist.
all right.
Mallet fist.
I got them all.
Oh,
I got Malfist.
just
I
chill,
got,
just
I
chill,
got him
just
always
chill.
says.
It's
We're
I
just
got-
gonna
Alright.
hang out here now.
I got them
Just
all.
hang out for a second. All right. I'm gonna pull this one.
Come on, look at that,
Best
folks.
thing.
All right.
3 mobs missed. Okay.
How's
you
your
guys
mana?
were. You guys thought it's fine. My voice raised a little octave there.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
A little bit nerves. Is
Yeah.
that
We have
nerves?
a new drinking game is born.
Someone said, is it possible that he pulled GM powers? I don't know. I mean, we can't see his screen. What do you think, Sacred?
I've been shocked at this point. I mean, I was like, man, this is a clear wipe. I'm gonna go ahead and face pull these guys around the corner, and yeah.
I think we need to put him on cam. I think he has someone else playing his character, and he's just talking into the microphone.
Yeah, he's got like his little sister back there, like actually controlling keyboard and mouse. Like,
A2 mark. I mean, oh, wait, we got another ad. Hold on.
All right, well, let's just kill
All
that
right.
one. You have the other two
mallet.
next.
No, we need to get the mallet out of the way.
All
One
right,
in
I
the
got
back.
the two. I got the two ritualist. Keep.
So,
And
Mark,
if you get a chance,
Okay.
healers, make sure you're getting mana back as we go. Rotate in and out.
Yeah, I'm almost.
So, Mark, you know, your team, you and Kim, and honestly, like, I want to make sure to really shout out Kim here. Kim had a vision of this like holiday stream yearly, and I hope we can fulfill it. And she really helped kind of push for this stream tonight. She's got some stuff going on, so couldn't be here, which we miss her to death. So, Kim, miss not having you here, but I did want to give her a big shout out for this really being a brainchild of her and letting me sort of jump in and kind of come up with how we were going to do it together. So, Kim, I hope you're enjoying it.
But Medawky,
Mark,
that's
you and Kim and the testing team, super unsung heroes.
For sure.
Like it's crazy how much you do. So you get to play the classes pretty extensively. Is your main in the game, or where are you at on that?
So far I've been really into, you talked about how the different classes can fulfill different roles. So I think my two front runners are maybe like a mace rogue or a staff monk. Just the utility that both of them are offering to groups is really enticing for me.
Medawky. A2 is like
That's going to be the
that's
tough thing
Ronick's
for me,
like
is I am
go-to
such a
comeback.
dedicated.
Like when he
rogue
doesn't know
tap-tap
what else
dagger,
to
but
say,
I'm
that he just
also
says
super into
A2.
loot. So if I get a really good mace, I'm gonna be like,
I'm pretty
"Oh."
sure I've heard
what are we
him
gonna
say
do?
that in like other dev streams because people are always like ragging on him.
I think people know Kim as Zoe. Just FYI for people
Ah.
who may know her as
Yep.
Zoe was on. We did our holiday stream 2 years ago. In,
Yeah, Amber Fate. Yeah.
Amber Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun one too.
Got him.
Little delayed.
No way. Delayed. Just got him enough distance to turn his back on us so we can stab him in the back.
Hey, Fist, we have a question in chat. They're curious as to what maces do for rogues.
So some of the options that you can look forward to, so like adding stuns, different states that you can put enemies in, like prone, knockdown, and then once those states are there, other people or yourself can exploit them depending on the group combinations and all of that stuff. So it makes for some really cool, very large hits that aren't achievable, just by one person with one weapon.
Is that similar to what a staff monk can do? Are they like sweeping legs and?
Yeah, currently there's a really great combo with the.
Is that
monk and the
Joppa
wizard
jumping
that
on voice chat?
Knock an enemy down and then hit them ridiculously hard once they're down. But it takes a lot of coordination and setup to pull it off.
Guys, I just heard a really weird noise in Discord. And,
Yeah.
Will
Everybody be on your
Dun
best
dun
behaviors.
dun.
Papa Jabba coming in.
Big
Get
Papa
to the
Jabba.
chopper.
How you doing, sir? How you doing, Chris? How you feeling tonight?
Feeling muted.
It's definitely feeling muted.
It's feeling like you wish you had a snare on this NPC.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I
Oh,
wish
this
I
is
had
all
a-
for dramatic effect.
Hey,
I didn't say anything.
The dramatic pause. He must be very
More
angry.
intense, yeah. What's up?
Hey,
Hey,
Chris. Happy holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. Same to you.
Same to you. Same to you.
oh,
How's it
Medawky
going?
body pulling
I was
again.
wondering if we were gonna get him in
I
voice
pulled
chat,
Have you been watching?
commentating.
I'm assuming you've been
I
watching.
have, but more importantly, I've been listening.
That's where we get in trouble.
No, you guys are doing great.
You seeing all these measures?
So, Chris, we're
I am.
around and what's like your main cleric, right?
Cleric is my main, all the way. Yep. I love healing. I love the burden and the weight of healing. And I don't know. Ever since I was young, I think honestly I owe it to the D&D books that I inherited from my brother. I remember seeing the cleric depicted in the illustrations with the plate mail and the warhammers, or the really awesome like big maces. And I've always the shields. It's just always been a real deep-seated thing for me. So
That's rad.
love it. But Ronak, I've been watching the mezzes. I've been wondering whether you were aware of the mesmerization mechanic, where it actually drains your mana the longer you maintain mezzes. So how's that been going for you?
I mean, I think you see how it's going.
Oh man!
Okay.
All right.
No, I think the group's doing a good job of picking up what I'm laying down.
That's well said.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo!
See, this
There you
is
have
why
it.
we let him die a lot, because when he gets
There
a
you have it.
little tiny bit of confidence, this is what we
Oh,
have to
yeah.
deal with.
Well, it's never too late for a wipe.
Punch drunk.
I feel like there's going to be mobs summoned that weren't here before. Just a hunch.
No, all natural tonight, my friend.
All right. So on that note, we need you, Ronak, to calm this room here for us.
So I got it
So,
selected ahead of me here, Sacred. What are we seeing right there?
You're right, Taz.
Oh, that's
So
first
we have
time seeing the chief up. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
the chief is up. His room is
Here's hoping for a wipe.
occupied as well. So Ronak, gonna need you to go into your book, find that calm spell. It's probably the third one down.
I got it.
Put it on your bar.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm gonna let you go in here and just kind of as many as you can. Let's get a calm on them.
Now that means don't go running right into the room.
A rockbone chief.
The rest of us probably just back
Is
around the
this a
corner here,
boss
just
fight?
in case anything were to happen.
I don't.
We'll sacrifice,
Is our
one
goal here
instead
to
of
go
all.
after the chief?
So I am gonna try to pull the chief.
It's not
He's
like
probably
a
gonna come with some
named boss.
some company, but we'll see what happens.
It kind of
Alright,
seems
well,
like a
two
boss
are
room.
Oh,
I'll try to measure the other ones.
it's me. It's me. Oh, I'm
Oh.
the first died.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay, I think we just sacrificed him, but we're
Oh, he's back up.
going now.
I thought we might have This might be our
So
white.
is this what Ronik is putting down? You guys are picking up?
Yeah,
This is not a good start.
Good heals.
If you'll,
Picking up.
if you'll notice, I'm at 2 of the mobs are calmed and 2 of the mobs are nice.
So we're doing.
Do you want to give us a play-by-play on this, David?
Sure.
Walk us through
What
your
I-
thought process.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is now I'm gonna run out of mana.
100%.
Yes. Yes. There's no need to wonder. It's not if, it's when.
Right. Okay.
So do we want to get? Oh no. we
Okay.
can't do
Also, some. All right. Who broke the mez?
Oh, he saved him.
Chief calmed me.
Because I think you found it.
No, I didn't calm.
Madawky says it's a boss. That's official.
Nope.
Yes, you
now-
did. I
now
watched
he's
you
me-
mez him.
Now he's mez.
Even
Now
though
he's
it's
mez.
has A in the name, it's still like unique.
I didn't mez him earlier though. Did I?
Yes.
Nice heals. So did I purple club?
He
in that
is
heal,
big.
or Did you res
Yeah.
That is a large
Yes.
goblin.
I-
Definitely a boss.
Or new
Ritualist up.
Chinter.
Come on.
I dumped about 70% of my mana to keep you alive, Tony.
Well, I appreciate it, sir. I will remember that forever.
I knew that I prevented somebody from getting bingo, and that's all that really mattered.
It was worth it.
I don't know. He's on the
Yeah.
bingo card.
How did he do it again?
We'll talk about the near-death experience here after we hopefully survive this. So let's focus.
Did he? Wait, I have to go back and listen.
Remember.
Did he say that he just prevented me from getting bingo? Because if so, that's true. These bingo cards are different. There's no way he's playing the same bingo card that I am as he's playing the game.
Forever.
I knew that I prevented somebody from getting bingo, and that's all that really mattered.
I don't
It was
know if
worth
he's-
it.
I don't know. He's on the
Yeah.
bingo card.
So we'll talk about the near-death experience here after we hopefully survive this. So let's focus, and then we'll go into that so people sort of know what happens there.
Medawky,
So
something's wrong
due
with
to
you,
the
man.
Rich list having a heal, I would say we go chief next.
You want to keep the ritualist? Okay.
Ronik's about out of mana, yeah.
Yeah, Ronik, you should try and.
I'm scared.
Yeah, try and rest, David.
Time travel
I know
is
the
real.
staff-
I'm a
the
believer
staff,
now.
Flailing the staff around is
Oop.
helpful for you, but you might wanna get
I am
some
like
mana
I am shooketh.
Who's breaking the mez?
What's the plan here?
I got chief. I got chief.
All right, so
I'm
we're
just
going
gonna
after
sit in
chief.
this corner.
All right, the ritualist. I can't. I'm out of mana, and I can't mez right now. Tony, can you
Okay.
trap him at all?
No.
back. Sit down and get some mana back, David.
Dude.
Can you pick it up, Sav?
Oh my
Can you pick
God.
up the ritualist?
I can't. Yeah, it's hard to he's beat lobby drop him.
Yeah, he is walking the ages for real.
He's talking to Joppa.
I-
I'm weak, Joppa. I'm weak. I'm trying, Joppa. I'm trying.
Oh my god.
There we go. Thank you.
Apparently the
Oh,
chief
Sacred,
takes
get heals on
umbrage when
Sacred?
he's down.
Oof, big heal, big heal.
Literally though, I can't get over that. How does he do that?
That's my mana.
So if we can get this chief down, I might.
All right,
Oh, we got
Sav,
your
I'm gonna
heals
try
on,
to.
Sav.
I'm gonna mez him.
Ooh.
I'm dead. I'm near death.
Okay, the ritualist is mezzed. So focus on the chief.
How's mana? Please focus on the chief, please. We can get him down if we got enough heals, and then we can take a break.
Oh, we're both bro.
I
It's
can
gonna be
try to
awfully
get. I can
close.
try to get you some. I can try to get you some of that 4 back. Hold on.
4. Is that a death or are you down? Oh, she's down.
She's dead.
You couldn't have
I've died.
possibly known
Get some mana back,
that
David.
Ronik
Is that our first
dying
one?
Not yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
would
yeah.
be exactly what
We got
prevents
this, we got
me from getting
You can
bingo.
res
That was a
these.
good life.
Stay
That was a
there.
good life tap. That was a pro life tap right there, bro.
Get him.
Like there are 30 different layouts of this bingo card, There's no way there's no way that you knew that at that exact moment the bingo card that I had would be one away from bingo, and the one thing that was left for my bingo was Ronak dying. There's just like, my mind is blown. I believe in time travel now. I think that's the takeaway of this, is that I don't know how you do it. I don't want to know how you do it, but I know that that is the only possible answer for what we have just witnessed. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now
Relax.
Hey, David. So the resting mechanic, when you sit down, you begin ticking towards a resting state. You will not actually enter a resting state unless you've been sitting long enough. So prioritize your sitting to stay seated until you start resting so you can regenerate your mana.
Your mez is fading.
Anyway, I haven't even been
This boy's pissed.
I haven't
off.
even been
Yeah,
watching.
that's close.
Ooh, a magic cloak.
Oh, you got him, Sacred?
Yeah, I'm trying to. All right, he's on me.
Yeah, I
So
was trying.
so Sav is dead. I haven't even been
hit, and that knocked
Well,
me
I
out.
just I saw
Capable
you
of paying
standing up to
attention to
cast
what's
some
going
stab the
on.
mind, so that's what I was speaking of, was interrupting your rest to nuke.
He was trying to get me some mana.
I was trying to get Medawky some mana back. Yeah.
All 4 mana for me is not worth it in that situation. You just
You said it was clutch. You said it was clutch, didn't you?
No, I think he was
that
talking
was-
about
that was me.
Sacred. That, he was talking about something Sacred.
no, Sacred's life tap was clutch. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like. When do I get the group mana thing?
Kentucky. Shh. Quiet.
What?
In our chat, I was telling him just nothing to read. There's nothing to worry about there. Pantheon Plus. Shh. We're just all doing what we're here for.
I really like the balance of struck so far that we're in the process of striking, I guess you could say, with the Enchanter and just crowd control in general, because it's so powerful. It's such an encounter changing ability to be able to lock things down and incapacitate. But I like the different pressures we put on the Enchanter to actually sustain that. So it's not like a fire and forget just all the time, but you really have to choose your targets carefully. You have to manage the mesmerized state carefully, hedging it against your mana, the amount of resting you're doing versus like the offensive utility that you have. I think it's striking a nice little note.
Yeah, it feels good. And now, granted, I really haven't had too much. This is really my first time playing in a group situation too. So
I wish Tap would have gone into the purple clubs. I had enough mana to save her from that, but she did not. She did not go near death. She went full death.
So we didn't talk much about Purple Club. Who wants to take that and talk about that a little bit? Because that's pretty important. There's a few mechanics that come into play when you go into Purple, right? Sacred, you want to try to
Yes. Yeah. Mainly you crawl on the ground begging for your life. That's the big one.
But also, Chris,
That's all you need to know.
So wrong.
Depending on the group situation, when you drop into Purple Club, there's a chance you're going to lose aggro as well, right? So it gives you an opportunity to potentially be healed. Now, in solo play, you're kind of out of luck.
Yeah, you pretty much just lay there until it kills you.
Or it just will kill you. Yeah.
You're just mostly dead.
Yeah.
Not
Hey,
dead
Donler,
yet.
with discordant divination, is there a way to determine what spell, sort of weakness that you put on the mob?
Nope.
Oh, so you just don't know?
Mm-mm.
Got it.
Oh, I don't have anything to stop him. Except for damage. Lead deeps. Oh, critical strike from
All right.
behind.
Hey, we did it.
Do they have a res?
Alright, reboot of the chief.
Like out of combat res?
Did not.
Yeah, they do.
That was me. I did it for the cam.
All right, that's fair.
So what we
What'd you
got?
get?
We got and I'm showing it on screen right now. We got a dust-covered cloak.
Thank you.
So that
Hey,
is
this-
a
so this-
level 17 requirement, so none of us can use that, unfortunately. With one stamp.
Now, can I make a note to that as well? So for testing purposes, we added level restrictions
Oh,
onto
that's
gear
a good point.
just to kind of keep things in check with our testing, that we need to have for tuning and balance. So that's something that, and Joppa, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's something that we're not looking to have as a permanent fixture there. So just for anybody looking at that, just note that is a testing kind of requirement that we put in there just to make sure that we have tuning and balance in the state that we want it. And people aren't getting anything too crazy during our PA sessions and such like that.
Yeah, well, and to even take that further, the plan is, yes, hard level requirements like that are not the long-term plan, but we do plan to utilize and leverage skill, particularly your offense and defense skill, to determine how effective items will be. And so, we're trying to minimize the amount of, we're not having soul-bound items. We're going to be restricting like no drop items to the highest end kind of stuff, or things that are results of like epic quests or the rarest of the rare, most important items. But we wanted to really leverage skill to determine how effective something would be. And so if you get a really, really nice sword, but you're low level and your offense skill isn't super high, you're not going to get the full benefit or the full effectiveness out of that weapon. But the other cool thing about setting it up that way is that it also gives us the freedom to itemize certain items to actually scale much better with lower level skill amounts. And so we can drive items that are actually valued highly, specifically because they're really effective for lower level players. Because it's not that we're against tweaking, it's just that we want to have some knobs in place to manage it to some degree. So, but yeah, for now it is just the required level. It just simplifies things dramatically for us while we're in development.
I want to say it's so cool that what's the spell that I couldn't figure out? The Lilith Calm, the calming spell actually worked. Like I feel like in some games, not mentioning any names, like spells there and it barely ever worked. But it really worked. Like those mobs did not come.
We were all as surprised as you were.
Oh, got a tin
Not
dagger.
surprised that it worked, but surprised that it was used effectively.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I was expecting you to die.
I got the.
Is that an upgrade?
Inclination there. Thanks.
5,
All right,
2.9.
so I just
I
got.
didn't say
Yeah, it
repeat
is.
for your benefit. I repeated it because I enjoyed it.
Hey, someone
So I just
upgrades an
got a tin
item.
dagger. So my original dagger was a 3 physical damage with a 3
Nice.
delay. And my tin dagger is now 5 physical damage with a 2.9. So a little bit faster and more damage in my main hand now. So how about
Nice.
that? Gotta repoison that though.
There's a patch hide belt on there if you want. So
We're all afraid to take our lantern belts off. Let's do that.
I-
Can we do
I
that
took
one
mine
more
off.
time to show?
got a torch.
Oh, you did. Can
Well,
we
here,
do-
let's do this. Do this. Take your lantern belts off, everybody, and then have one person summon a torch, because I'd like to be able
I
to
have a torch.
show what the torchlight and the shadows actually, look like in this area. Where it kind of hits us at a funny point with some of our lighting sources, which is why you're not seeing a lot of shadows where you've traditionally seen shadows, in our dungeon runs and things like that.
Well,
So,
minus has the gamma turned up a little bit for the stream.
tiny bit? Like it's almost
okay,
nothing.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Everybody
mean,
got their belts off?
0.9. Yeah, you have your torch, and I think did everyone take their belts off? I got mine off.
Oh, that could be why.
Yeah, we're also standing right next to a giant torch as well.
Yeah.
That'll do
Yeah,
it.
see, there you go. That's a better look.
is that the right torch though?
Yeah, it's casting shadows.
Would-
It's casting like on my screen. It's hard shadows.
Yeah. It's a client only thing, so I mean, that's
Oh.
part of the optimization of it. So if we want to see shadows, we would need Minus to actually pull out his torch.
want me
Oh,
to?
interesting.
I can find one.
Yeah, I mean, if you
I
don't
don't
mind,
have one on me. I'm gonna have to.
I'll give you
cheat.
mine.
Yeah,
this is
sure.
eventually something that as far as like user settings, obviously you'll be able to control whether you see shadows from other players and whatnot. But
Oh, that's interesting.
Ronik's trying to trade me something here.
I have literally a torch in my hand. I was trying to trade mine.
Yeah, I don't know what David's doing. Go ahead, you can trade me.
I had one too. So you didn't have to use yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it back because as a rogue, there's no way I'm holding a torch. Just want to be clear on that. Go ahead, Medawky, if you want to trade it.
You do have a mob.
Is it tradable?
We might have to do it right after this.
Right click it off of your equipped slot so that it goes back into your inventory, and then right click it again with the trade window open.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And do it after combat.
Now, with this one respawning means the other ones are respawn, so definitely need some snares if we can.
Got it. I'm gonna put it down now.
So stab the mines of silence?
No.
Oh, it's silenceable. Got it.
Ooh,
So that's the
thank you.
one we need to. Yeah, that's the one we
That's
need to
one
have
we need to
stunned.
interrupt. Yeah.
Not the hand. The hand is a minor hill. It looks like there's another ability that the NPC's using there. I didn't catch the name of it, so
It's the scavenged potion smash.
Oh, he's
Scab- okay.
Emergency
First
bandage.
bandage gets him a little bit of health too, about 30%.
That's not
yeah,
much.
but that scavenge was whew. All right, I'll let y'all do your trade.
Ooh,
How
look
about
at this.
how about
Look
after you
at
guys
this.
get reset? Why don't you one of you head over to that other spot we wanted to show, and
Yeah.
then we can summon everybody and do it in a way where we can obfuscate the path to actually get there. So
Yeah,
really don't spoil the way to get to it.
All right, Sacred,
I will,
are we safe
I'll go
here?
over there
Are we safe in this
for
area?
a moment.
Okay. So while you're doing that, really cool part of Pantheon is not every skill that you get in your class is going to be able to be trained from a trainer. Or maybe you have to find a special trainer, right? Or maybe you have to go find a spell. So unfortunately, you can't use it yet, Medawky, but I got a shaman scroll that requires level 12 here. That's called the Scroll of Scorched Fog, right? So the ability says here it slows an enemy's attack speed for up to 3 minutes, which is, for those shaman fans out there, that's a big one. So pretty cool that that's on there. He just grabbed it. All right, so I have the torch. So let me go ahead and put that on temporarily. Oh, and I'm summoned. But you guys can see the shadows now where we're at. So see the difference there in the light when you're the source holder there for this.
Oh, see, that's really
Ogres
interesting.
make bigger shadows.
So that's, I mean, lighting just has such an impact on how a game looks. And good example is something as simple as that. Like, it makes the characters feel so much more grounded. And, I could see why, maybe at the beginning of the stream, somebody just tunes in for like 5 minutes at the beginning of the stream and they're like, this game looks like it's from the early 2000s, looks like trash, blah, blah, blah. And, that might be their gut reaction, but chances are that they can't actually articulate what it is that makes it look that way to them. Usually it's animations, which Pantheon still has a lot of work to do on their animations. They just hired a new animator. And when they integrate their new character models, which will replace all these old ones, the new character models will have more controls for animations, rigging, for better animations, and so higher quality animations will just make the game just appear visually better and more interesting and more modern. And then the other thing is shadows too, which shadows and lighting, which clearly is still being tweaked post HDRP. So things like that, it's like, it might seem kind of off to you, but you might not be able to put your finger exactly what it is, but often it's something as simple as shadows like that. So congrats on the bingo, Nimril. You beat me. I hope they make it so shadows show for not just clients, but people can still adjust the detail levels. It brings everything to life. Yeah, I think that's what Joppa was saying, is that that's one of the things that's still being tweaked. It's not like intended to be that way, that you can only see shadows if it's from a light source that you own. Because yeah, you should be able to see shadows from other people's torches. And yeah, sure, maybe have it an option, but not like the default, which it is now. That's not how it's intended.
All right, so let me go ahead and take this off and hand it back to you, sir, because I need my dagger in my hand.
Maybe.
Do you want to put the lantern belts back on, or?
I think if he's holding this, it should be okay, right? You're holding it, or do you have a weapon that you normally use?
I think you could probably keep the lantern belts off, honestly, because where you guys are headed,
All right.
For one thing, it's not going to be as likely that every single person is going to have, such an effective light source, and also gives a chance to show off a little bit of the natural lighting of the area too.
All right.
Did anybody get that patch-eyed belt earlier?
Yes, I've got it.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one as well.
Minus, you want to go kind of scout out the area in there just to see how we can pull this room?
Sure, it's very dark. I can't see. Should I put my lantern belt on to scout this? Let's do that.
No, just turn that corner. So if you turn this corner right here, you should be able to see into the room.
Oh boy. All right, yeah.
I think you should honestly sacrifice some DPS to rock that torch, Minus.
No.
I mean, it's only going to make the game look better. I mean, that's
true.
not a big deal.
That's true. that side of it. Luckily, we're in an area I don't need it, right? All right, so right on the left in here, we have a Geomancer that's going to come. It's going to be really hard to target that by itself. So, David, I think you can come back to where I'm at. Oh, we got our patter. Back up. So I'll tell you what, if this Pather gets close to us, David, go ahead and
I calmed him.
Let's go ahead and mez him, because this should pull the Geomancer behind. So mez him, and then Sacred, you should be able to grab that Geomancer.
Okay. He's missed.
Ooh. Perfect. I can put the torch on, but I'm going to need it again.
Mystic?
We have it.
Yeah.
I want to mez the Mystic.
It's just so dark.
So after this pull, I'll rock the torch.
I just saw something get parried.
We'll go Mystic right after this.
You point it back to
randomly after all this time.
Yeah. Okay.
The Mystic is coming.
It's got a little ding sound effect too.
I got a friend.
I knew it was a thing. Oh, we got all sorts
I'll
of.
Figure out where
I'll
you guys
get
ended
him.
up.
We got all sorts of bingo opportunities now.
This place it is labyrinthine in such an amazing way.
Where's the soldier? Oh, okay. There.
He's here.
Okay.
All right, I've got the mystic. I pulled him back a little bit.
All right, let me mez the soldier. Don't attack the soldier.
All right, I'm trying to get them off top of each other.
Ooh, big shiv. 73 crit there.
Nice. That's what I like to see.
So,
Weren't you the one complaining about Shiv not too long ago?
Oh, like forever ago. That was before Opportunity Strike. So for those that haven't seen this ability here, Opportunity Strike, now it takes one opportunity and I have 5 seconds to use it. Basically, it's going to give me 25% more damage on my next technique, but I get 25% more for each opportunity point. So coming out of stealth, when you can build up your opportunities, you can lean in with a really big shot. Now, those people like me out there that are a bit DPS crazy at times, you gotta be a little careful on the pull to not just go crazy with that. But Shiv is an ability that gives me 100% weapon damage plus a big crit chance. So now I'm adding a ton of damage to it, and I'm having that ability to have a crit. So it's, and you can use it with any technique. I have something with Damage Dealer, which will do up to 275% more damage for lower health targets. So as the fight goes on, I can conserve my technique to like let that be a really big end shot, like a big what are those usually called?
Finisher?
Kill shot, like
Fatality?
Finisher.
Fatality. Well, that was nice. He went into the cow traps that I already had out. Joppa, how are we feeling on cow traps?
I feel like it's overused already.
Yeah, so Tumidin says, what's in the bottom right damage tracking? Yeah, that's a good point. I was actually just looking at that too. So clarify that I know for sure that's just a developer tool. That's something that only shows up on the dev side for testing purposes when they are, playtesting their own game. They get these like damage and healing reports at the end of each kill, which just helps give them, some more solid data for balancing purposes. But that is not something that you will be seeing as a player.
I feel like an hour and 46 minutes in, and we've used that.
Medawky,
I
you want
will
to hand me
say, though,
that
I
torch?
appreciate minus you going into depth on the abilities, because I think that can be one of the things that's lost in watching, the stream and things like that, is you don't really get a good sense of how the depth that we've got going on in the combat system and all the different, intricacies that go on. The techniques are such a great example, and we've heard we've heard Mark talk about like the mace rogue, utilizing the maces and things like that, and it's just really neat how the technique system on top of the combat
the ritualist
in general is provides a lot of customization for players.
Sorry, which one am I gonna mez there?
ritualist.
I have them stunned for you, so you can grab them.
Thank you.
Sorry, Joppa.
No. Game comms come first.
So nobody is allowed to comment on my DPS at this point, because it's for the stream.
Comment on the DPS.
For the stream.
The
That would be
expectation
so
is that
rude.
the DPS would not suffer.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I don't have enough.
I mean, you can make whatever excuses you need to. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Sav's
man.
destroying me on the monk, is what she's trying to say. Let's be honest.
Sav said like 3 words this entire
I
stream.
wouldn't
and
have said
They've
that.
all been savage.
Yeah.
Sav.
Basically equated to get good.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're gonna re-nickname you Savage instead of.
There you go.
I'll take it.
I'm surprised that's not what Tony has said, because he mauls everything like
I don't know what you're talking about.
cow traps.
Mahjong.
Dark mirror.
I mean, besides those, Joppa's already, and I will not be blamed for Seville. Listen, I am not to blame. Joppa, you got to give me credit on that one.
Oh, that's the hill when he was done.
I will. That's fair. That's fair.
It's the only one I'm asking for.
That's fair.
Everyone says I sound like every MMO rogue when it launches.
They are an intriguing bunch.
And he ninja loots, so yeah. All the tropes.
I'm not
All the
ninja looting.
tropes.
I'm role playing.
Yeah, the looting while everybody else is in combat.
All right, I got his accuracy.
That's a
down
classic.
For who?
For Sacred.
We're a team here, buddy. For us.
Yeah, for Sacred. I'm gonna just make some poisons real quick here, boys. And Sav. And the Savage.
Milady.
Oh, there it is.
Supposed to take character.
So what we're saying is I can't put poison on a torch. Is that? Oh, we can. I don't know what it's gonna do, but I have poison on my torch.
Poison flame?
Good rogues know how to use torches. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean?
No, you're saying?
Hey, Smoldering Brand was my go-to twink weapon in EQ.
Yeah, someone says it turns it into a green gas and the whole group dies. Now that would be great.
Methane blast.
Hey, we got a really nice two-handed quarterstaff here. Monk, 5.4 delay, two-handed quarterstaff on the target there.
That was Smoldering Brand, 8 damage, 28 delay, right, Mark?
Oh my.
22 delay, I think, with a small fire proc.
22? Like when he's in stealth and he's just
OP.
like...
I don't remember 22 delay.
He's just a light on the ground.
Oh.
Come on now.
All right, Sacred. We got scouting in here.
You can
again?
still see his
Where
shadows,
are we?
though. Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, you're right. 22 delay. Dang.
All right, looks like we're clear. Do we want to sit in this main room?
So what about past that?
All right, so past that, we have in the far reaches. So we don't want to go the left side. Right side is safer. We have a ritualist, a savage. Is that you? How'd you get over there? A skulker, and another ritualist. So I think we're good, like right in the right, like right where Sacred is. We can probably camp up here, but this is going to be a pretty scary pull here.
I think we're going to have to pull the left two first.
Yeah,
I think with all the ambient.
We got 3 on the other side. 4. Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. Wipe.
I'm out of here, guys. I'm climbing.
Hold on.
Oh, he's trying to climb.
Oh god.
Did he climb? No, he's trying to heal.
Ronik, I need you to get some mezzes out.
Tank down. Ronik's down. Ronik's dead. Bingo!
So I just learned a very important lesson. That Smoke Trick now tells them I'm here, and they came and attacked me. It's trying to stay stealth and mez stuff.
Well, Baz, someone's getting bingo.
Ah, that's so hot.
He did it again!
I'm still alive.
Oh, sorry. That's another.
You did climb?
Another demerit.
That's two bending. That's two bending lashes for me.
Oh, he's back up.
Sorry about that.
So
I'm out of combat. I can res you guys.
are you out of combat?
Yeah, I knew that was going downhill. I wasn't getting
Yeah.
involved.
It's a good call.
Dang.
That's an experienced QA tester there for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're at about the 2-hour mark. So that might be, I mean, what do we feel?
Oh my god, that's where it ends?
Full deaths with Mark being like, no way, I'm not getting in there.
Where did
Are we feeling
Fasoya
that makes a
go?
good stream. Hopefully everyone in chat, you guys had fun.
Did he not die?
Chris, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Hey, no, it's great. It was great. You guys did great. And yeah, I hope that was tantalizing and a taste of things to come for sure.
Yeah, and
He just ran.
to everybody, and we have to say it.
The
we're a
cleric
crowdfunded
just
game,
abandoned
and,
ship. Oh, Pantheon's crowdfunding game.
The
Another
reason
bingo.
we've been able
What,
to get
dude?
here
What?
is the support of our community, our amazing
Dude,
VIPs.
no, it's like, what is going on? Is that the 5th time? Dude, no, this is not happening. What in the world?
Who help us test, and all our pledgers are alpha pledgers that are waiting to get in when we get to that alpha. If you haven't,
This is not
really
real.
looked deeply into Pantheon, check out pantheonmmo.com. You can learn about the classes, about the races, some of the lore of the game, catch up on all our recent media.
Am I
across
like
different
being?
socials.
Is this like candid
And also
camera or
check out the
something?
pledge options that we have to see if you want to support the game.
Am
There's,
I like
different
being
benefits you
punked
can
right
get,
now?
but just the big thing about pledging is it's not just getting into access. We're not trying to sell early access. What we're trying to do is fund the game and build the game we envision without someone coming in and telling us to change something. And that's done because of the support we get from the community. So just, I think from all of us, we really appreciate it. It is what is gotten us
I don't
here,
even
and
understand
that
how
really
that's
quick
possible, though.
run we're about to go on, I believe. I think there's a lot of good coming in
Bingo.
2023.
Each bingo
Just to
card is
reiterate,
different.
We are going to be doing monthly pre-alpha sessions. We're going to see more gameplay streams. We're
Like,
excited to show
it's
off
possible-
more character models. I mean, there's
It's
just
theoretically
there's so
possible
much
that
more
that
to come.
wouldn't
And,
have
Chris,
given
I'll
me
toss
bingo.
it to you. Do you want to say anything to the community before?
How
we wrap it up?
he's
Can I
He's
ask one
batting
thing
1,000 right
and
now.
So Chris, you can say yay or nay, but Minus, would you just come to me just to show how bright and sunny it is outside versus the cave darkness
Sure.
down there?
So why don't let me take off my torch, and by the way, guys, look, all my weapons, because I was holding a torch, they're gone. They're on my body down there. So I would have to go get that body back if I want my items that were on my body. You do res with your items, but let's be honest, we keep our favorite things in our bags. So gotta go get my bags. But yeah, why don't you summon me? Can you summon me to you, and we'll check out the outside world? I'm afraid that I'm getting summoned somewhere that's not. Okay, there we go. As I was nervous there, so yep.
Hey, and also a reminder, Thursday is the next newsletter.
Yeah.
And that is going to have our newest update to our roadmap to alpha, so you can see how much closer we are to our alpha progress, and we do update that every month.
And I'll tease it because it's only a couple days away. And for those of you watching or catch us on demand, really excited about a cool developer feature from one of our senior programmers, Rob, who talks a little bit about some of the tools he's worked on. And I think it's something that people will enjoy very much. So.
Yeah, I was just reading that tonight, and it was amazing.
Yeah. So listen, from the bottom of my heart, I'm just going to say thank you and then hand it over to the rest of the team here if we want to do any parting words. Sacred, any parting words?
Has somebody said soon? Have I missed that?
No. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it, as always.
Sav, how was your first live stream?
I
With the
feel like
community?
Joppa's gonna hit us with the onward and
So
upward. at
I
the
was
end.
hyper focused because I was so afraid that I would do badly, but it was pretty good.
That's not gonna give us
you
bingo.
Definitely
though.
were bringing the deeps. You had those moments of off tanking that saved the group quite a few times. So great job to you.
Great class.
Medawky, how about what do you got for the group?
So I want to help anybody I can get bingo, so onwards and upwards.
You know Jabba was going to say that before we left.
Well, he can say it. He can say it again. I mean, I don't want to steal all of his thunder, but like, you know, I just,
Hey, the more onwards and the more upwards we go.
that's right, man. The better we are. Like, we can, it's
Yeah.
boom, boom. It's order of
I mean,
magnitude.
Is there anything on the bingo that we missed?
I was
there's
just
a
looking
lot.
for the cards. There's a lot, but you know what? Happy holidays to everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. You're the reason we do this, and without you guys, we're nothing.
Fuso.
Yeah, just thanks for checking us out. It was nice to be let out of the basement a little bit, basement of QA, and interact with everyone. Yeah, it's a fun time.
Hey, there's one thing I want to do for Fuso here. Chat. Can you guys just say thank you to our testers, to Kim and the testing team and Mark? Can we get some thanks in there? Just thank you to the QA team because they do so much work. So it'd be good to light it up for them. Yeah. light it up for them.
Lynchpin. They are the linchpin.
There you go. Some love. Thank you, chat. David, David, were you technically the first to die? No, Sav was.
No,
you were
that
second
was
to die.
me.
I didn't
No,
die.
I
that
think
He
time.
was a
Sacred-
freaking all-star, though.
I was the third to die for the record. Sacred died before me. Okay, just letting the record stand.
My heart
go ahead.
dropped when I thought I was first, David. Until Medawky pulled me out of that purple club. I was like, I cannot be the one who died first. So thank Medawky. Thank you.
I was rooting for none of us to die. I just want to thank the community, obviously, and we do it for them, as Medawky said. But I mean, we have such an awesome team, and everybody just contributes in their own way, and really everybody's just doing their best to get this thing out to you guys. So do what you can to spread the word on social media, however you can, because that's what really kind of drives us and gets us going. So thank you guys and happy holidays.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
Well, I have to give props to David, first of all, in all honesty, because Enchanter is not an easy class to play. And I feel like he did a good job. So,
thanks, boss.
Good work, David. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Watching Pantheon is not as good as playing. And the more testers we can get in, the more sessions we can have, the better and the happier everybody's going to be. I am hopeful that next year we will see a lot more Pantheon in action. We're going to see a lot more streams. Hopefully we can see a lot more of the community actually playing as well. Everybody, tonight was great, but I think we can all agree that seeing real players, non-developers play is the most compelling, and that's a lot of what we want to show in the new year. Pantheon has a lot of speaking for itself to do, and I think the time's right for that as we move into 2023. So, yeah, absolutely onward and upward, and I'm really happy with some of the milestones we've hit this month and what it means for the new year. So thank you, everyone. As always, we don't just say it, we mean it. It is absolutely because of you that we keep going and are able to keep going. So thank you for the support, and onward and upward.
Happy holidays, everybody. We will see you in the new year with new streams, more interviews, more newsletters. Check out our newsletter coming out this Thursday to wrap up the year. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you again soon.
Soon, right at the end, we got a bingo. Literally the last word of the stream, we got it. Wow. Well, that was a good time. Lots of bingos. Lots of good stuff. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 bingos I think I got. Wow. What a way to end the year. I really don't have much else to add, to be honest. That was just good old play and fun. So I guess we'll just cap it off there. So we didn't quite make it to the 4-hour mark, about 3.5 hours, but that flew by, honestly. That was some time well spent. So Medawky, I don't know how you did it, but you are a legend in my eyes. I really appreciate you hanging out here tonight. That made the stream very memorable for me. My mind is still kind of blown. I don't know. You're the man. Like I said earlier, I am in the process of writing the script for a year in review video for 2022 Pantheon's development. I'm sure you'll see some of the footage and some of the information from this stream in that video. I can already think of some edits to the script that I'm gonna go make, but and I might also do some some short highlight clips or something from this stream as a separate video.
like Medawky being a freaking time traveler. So this is really good stuff. So keep an eye out for all that on YouTube. Got a lot of work to do up in these next few days, but that's okay because it's the holiday season. I'm gonna be taking some time off from work and focusing on churning out some end of the year content. So definitely stay locked on YouTube. I will be seeing you all around the community in Discord. Join the BazgrimTV Discord while you're at it too. The link is, if you're watching on Twitch, it's down below. And actually, if you're watching on YouTube, it's down below as well in the description. Would love to see you there. That way we can keep in touch as things move forward. There's a lot to look forward to. So I will see you there. But in the meantime, please have a safe, happy holiday. Stay curious and adventure on.